gonna make a swag today. And guess what? We're working with a really fun pre-made base. So I love to work with pre-made bases when I can, especially if I'm on a crunch and I need to be stocking my Etsy store quickly. And this one comes on a nice grapevine. It's actually not grapevine, it's what they call angel vine base. And I love that all these florals are ready to go and easy to work with. On another video, we've showed you how to hand tie the bow we're going to be using on this. But with these two ribbons, we're going to add a little bit of a tail into this design too. Another thing that we're going to be using today is some gorgeous pampas grass. This is something we had custom made for Khalees.com, and each of these is on a strong wire. And if you've ever created with pampas, that's important because I want to be able to control the final look. So these are exclusive to our website, and I'm very excited to work with those. So we're going to get started by creating our base first. Let me pull some of the supplies aside here. The hanger's built in, and you can see the nice angel vine base. It's super easy to work with, really quickly to build up your design. Limerinos, we're going to make a swag today. And guess what? We're working with a really fun pre-made base. So I love to work with pre-made bases when I can, especially if I'm on a crunch and I need to be stocking my Etsy store quickly. And this one comes on a nice grapevine. It's actually not grapevine, it's what they call angel vine base. And I love that all these florals are ready to go and easy to work with. On another video, we've showed you how to hand tie the bow we're going to be using on this. But with these two ribbons, we're going to add a little bit of a tail into this design too. Another thing that we're going to be using today is some gorgeous pampas grass. This is something we had custom made for Khalees.com, and each of these is on a strong wire. And if you've ever created with pampas, that's important because I want to be able to control the final look. So these are exclusive to our website, and I'm very excited to work with those. So we're going to get started by creating our base first. Let me pull some of the supplies aside here. The swag itself has a hanger built into it right here. Oops, I grabbed my cord, but the hanger's built in, and you can see the nice angel vine base. It's super easy to work with, really quickly to build up your design. What I like to do is I do like to use the bow in the top region, but I want it to be a little bit not at the tippy top. Like I like to have florals above it. So I use a matching pick. This is more of a spray. It's a little bit longer. It's got the same florals, and I'm going to shake hands with it just like we have to do with everything we use in design school. When I'm teaching our class every week, we talk about manipulating the florals because we want to make sure that you're paying for nice, good quality. You want to make sure you manipulate it to make it look really good. So here I'm going to take and cut it down enough to where it can still get into the base, but we don't need all this extra stem. So I'm just using my wire cutters for that. Trim that off a little bit. Probably about a 7 or 8 inch stem. Cut this off, and then we'll see if we can go ahead and work it in. I've got my glue skillet here to the side so I can glue, or I've got cable ties too that I can use to hold it in place. Either one will work to help kind of secure it really good. So I'm going to put this in and go right here at the top. Design school, we have been rocking out fall, and we're excited to, be starting on all of our Christmas and winter projects coming up. So it is fun to get in the season a little early and get started, because you have to if you're going to start, building inventory for your shops. Now that one's in where I like that spacing. You see I left a little area in here. We would call that the bow zone in design school. That's not bozo. That's not, we're not calling anybody bozo. Bow zone, right in the middle. We leave that open so we have some space for that bow to go into, and she can sit in the design rather than just going on top. We do both, but in this case we're gonna let her sit in. So I think I'm gonna use a combo of glue and cable tie. So let's get a little glue on the stem and put her in. Kind of do that a lot. Like if I feel like the glue is going to hold, you just go with glue, but I think sometimes the combination is just perfect because I want to be able to control her a little bit more. So I'm going to go right here. She's got a hanger behind. I'm just going to tie her back to her hanger a little bit with the cable tie. Now when you tie onto a hanger, you have to think about, if I sell this, when I sell this to my customer, they're going to easily still be able to hang it straight off that hanger. So make sure where you're putting the cable tie doesn't disrupt that. Now I'm doing that to kind of pull this back a little. There we go. And we won't be able to see it. I used a brown cable tie, so it's totally hidden in there. And now I've got the glue holding it, but also I've got that back up the cable tie. I like both to hold it tight. All right, this particular leaf, I think I'm gonna try to bend over a little bit and come over this way because I'm trying to keep the bow zone open. All right, good deal. Now we're not gonna put the bow into the end, but I want to start working on our pampas. It's our main thing we're using in here. That's what we're gonna take. It's a beautiful false swag, but we're gonna take it to the next level by really leveling up with this. Let me pull my ribbons over here too, because we're gonna use the ribbons in a minute also to add some more tail. Okay. All right, take your pampas. We're gonna use those wires we talked about and kind of spread this all out. Give it some dimension. You can see I'm trying not to make it flat like a big feather, like a headdress or something. I want to have them like a little bit more movement. All right, and we're going to put our first piece in, going over here to the right, and this one can reach the grapevine base, or the angel vine base. So I'm going to I don't even need to trim it or anything. I'm just going to give it a little bit of a swirl in the glue. We're going to have this one kind of come off to the right. Now, it's glued into the base fine. I want you to take and manipulate it a little in. I want to see it work around the pumpkins. So a couple of pieces will come up. Remember, the bow will be here, but that will be pretty. Now, I like to teach not matching on the midline a lot of times on a design. Like, we want to stagger one higher and lower. That seems to look more natural. So I'm going to go up a little bit this way, where this piece will go a little higher. So this one's lower, this one's higher. Now, it can't reach the grapevine in the background, so I'm going to attach it with a cable tie. So remember, we attached this stem to the back. That works great because now we can just go right on it. Super stable. Use your cable tie. Put it on nice and tight. It's right there. All of that mechanics will be hidden by the bow in a little bit. So one of those will work. Okay? Now I'm going to take and shape this out a little bit. And what I want to do is I want some of the greenery to come in front of it. I want it to feel like some's in the background, some is in the foreground, and we're going to mix that in. And that's a trick we're always working on with design school because it helps you have a higher perceived value when you get ready to sell your work. Okay, so the top's done, looking good. Let's do the bottom. We have high and low, and then we have to shift direction. That's called a transition point. And when you learn how to floral design, there is transition points that occur all the time. So we've got one right here. So we're going to shift directions and start to work these in opposite each other, kind of working down the base. So I need to trim it down a little. It's a little bit long. I'm going to take a couple inches off, and we're going to work with this one on that side first. Okay, so I'm going to work away from me a bit. I'll give that a swirl. And we have 3 pieces here to work down this entire base. So I'm going to push this in. I want to feel it go into the angel vine really good. And that's just what the base is made of. And then I want you to take and utilize these wires. So some will go to the front, some will go to the back. I want to bring some greenery up. So you can see how we're already, like, we're upscaling this big time with just these simple, beautiful pampas that we're putting in. All right, so our next piece will come down a little. It's going to work opposite this one a little bit down. And I'm still shaping it right up. And then I'm going to trim these pieces down because I don't need them shooting way off. I just like a little bit of spacing between them. So I'm going to grab that and swirl it in my glue pot, and we'll put it right in just a little bit lower. So we get nice spacing, nice placement. I'm going to work that in right under the sunflower and just push it in. Okay, and spread those beautiful wires out. I mean, that's why we're not buying this stuff from big box stores. When we're buying good quality florals, it's going to be quite a different quality, and your manipulation ability of it is going to be next level. And then our last piece is going to kind of come on the other side. And this time I'm going to take and I am going to cut them down even shorter. So a little bitty stem. And then we're going to put this one in on the other side, kind of coming down to the middle. All right, so I'm just going to take and hold them all in because it's shorter. I don't want to get it in my glue. Well, that's a great way to get burned, having that in the glue. We don't want that. This comes in over here, and then I want to manipulate those berries on top, some of this underneath. So the advantage of starting with a pre-made base is you can see how quickly we can pull this together, and I can start to work on all the techniques and mechanics I'm learning. But see how beautiful she is? And we're not even done yet. All right, the bow we did make on another video, so we'll have that linked here, or ask for the link if you don't see it, so you can learn how to make this bow. We made it by hand, so you don't need anything special. Now I'm gonna come up here. She's gonna go in that bow zone we were talking about. I'm gonna pop it right into here, and I'm gonna get her nice and tight. But even if you're not looking to make and sell or anything like that, and you just want to make some pieces for your home, these are easy to complete and do, and they're fast, but they're not like anything you're going to see anywhere else. I work really hard to have products that are different, styles that are still trending but a little bit different, so you can feel like you've got something special for your home. Or you can make these as a gift for a Thanksgiving party you're going to, because these can stay up all season. So as I'm putting that bow in, I'm kind of manipulating my cute little leaves around, and I like those tails going up and down. Isn't that gorgeous? She is so pretty with all her pampas and her sunflowers. And then this is that really cool silver dollar eucalyptus with the red. That's always so popular. Beautiful. Now, it's up to you if you want to do this next section, but I thought it'd be fun to give a tail coming out the bottom, kind of weaving in as we went down. You don't have to, but I think we're going to do that to add a little pizzazz. So you're going to grab your rolls of ribbon and just decide, okay, how much do I want coming out? You know, how big is my door? Would I like a couple of tails coming out either side? You can do that. Or we're just going to do one really pretty tail kind of curling out the middle. So I'm going to do it about, let's do it about 12 inches long, maybe 16. Let's go 16, a little bit longer. So that's going to be my tail, all right? We can put these aside. You're still going to have some more ribbon to play with if you get the full rolls. So you can make yourself, you know, some bows to go on your mailbox or at your front door. Now I'm going to go ahead and dovetail both of these so we get a nice little finished look on the ends of them. And we pop this in our swag. And then when you just want to make like a little additional tail to go in something, all you have to do is kind of pleat it up like this. And then you can just take and cable tie this right into your piece, okay? Or you can take and tie it, use a cable tie and tie it to one of the little pieces of the wires we cut. You can do that too. Let me show you. That might be easier to get in and all around this. So this is like one of the pieces of the wires we cut. Just take that, cable tie it to it. And all of a sudden you've got like a little section of ribbon on a piece of wire. It didn't cost you any extra. You already had the rolls. You already had the piece left. Trim this tail off, this side off. All right, so it looks like this. And watch how easy this is to put a little glue on and pop into this swag wherever you want. All right, so it's looking like this. It's like a little bitty tail on a little stick, okay? Now, I like to put a little glue here because I'm always trying to make things that can hold the test of customers. That comes from 18 years of craft shows and learning that people are going to grab stuff and they don't understand how it could be fragile. So for me, I think this would go in cute right about here, kind of coming down. So I'm going to cut it a little shorter. It's a little bit longer than we need, but better be longer than too short, right? Then we'd have to take it apart and do it again. Now I'm going to go ahead and stick that in the glue pot, get some glue on it. And let's just tuck her in that pumpkin, underneath this pumpkin right here. And push her into that angel vine. You should feel it go in nice and tight. Beautiful. And that little tail can just kind of work its way out, coming down to the side. And if you want to have more or less of those, you can take and kind of give it a little motion. It has wire in it, so you can wiggle it just like that. Isn't that fun? It's super cute, guys. We're gonna make a super simple project. Of course, it's time for our simple project of the week, and we're gonna be rocking out a fun pumpkin. This pumpkin is super cute, guys. It has like this mesh that's got a mossy color green on it. It's killer. That's gonna be our background, and I'm gonna show you how to take this kit. You're gonna get the pumpkin your filler and your main pumpkin spray in there. All you'll need is some floral pins and your own little floral foam. And I've got my glue pot over here to the side, some glue. You can use a hot glue gun too. I prefer the glue pot. But we're going to have this kit available on the website, y'all. If you're here and you're enjoying this video and you're ready to have some fun, don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, of course. And if you want live alerts whenever new videos come out, or we have live videos or live sales, come and join us on our text list at 832-734-5201. Grab a spot on there. Just send us the word live. Okay, so this is a kit we have available in the shop, brand new. And what I'm going to do is we are going to be using this spray as filler. And this is going to be our focal point. This design's not going to have any ribbon, so we'll be working all here and making this wispy as possible. But we've got to take these big pieces and downsize them to make this piece work perfectly for your door. So we're going to take a little block of foam. This is probably like 3x3 block. And we're going to put it right in the center. It's a little thicker than I want it. So I'm going to slice that right out of camera in half a little bit. So it's not, I took a little bit less than half. I made it it was about that thick, and I took it and made it a little thinner. So that's going to go right here. And the way I like to attach these to my base is to use floral pins. And I've got some floral pins in this little bucket here. They're a U-shaped pin. I'm throwing them everywhere, guys. They look like this. They're a U-shaped pin, okay? And what we're going to do is take and put some glue on here. And I just get a good amount of glue in my glue pot, scrape it off the edge. And then you want to just wiggle this around really good right in here, okay? Then flip it around. And anywhere you can get in there and grab the frame of the pumpkin, we're going to push them in. Now, I liked it's kind of like a chicken wire on the front. I like that kind of on the front of the design. If you didn't like it, you could flip it and let it be on the back of the design. But I've chose it this direction. And I'm not going to really add a hanger. I'm going to let the top of the pumpkin be a hanger. Okay, so I put all that on. I'm good to go. Now, if you wanted, we could put a little Spanish moss on the back. It's totally optional. All right, let's flip it around. And our base is prepped, but before we even get to go into town on that, we've got to take and trim this pick down into smaller pieces, and this too. So that's kind of the trick to this particular design, is even though you're going to get all of this in your kit, you may not be using it all. So the first thing I want to do is separate this into a couple of sections, and then I want that pumpkin on its own, okay? And I don't need the stems too long, but leave a couple of inches on there when it comes to the stem. All right, and I'm even going to take and section this out to where I get one of the leaves off here. Okay, so these are going to kind of be my background. I'm going to be using these right on either side. I'll be using that on one side and this on the other, but I've got to make both of these work for the whole design. So we're going to wait a little bit and put those in a moment. We're going to get a little bit of this filler bush on the back. So you've got to utilize each piece to make sure you're filling it out nicely. And this is a hand-wrapped stem. So when something's hand-wrapped, it's really easy to tear. So I'll just take and tear it down like that. It's kind of messy, but then it saves my hand from overcutting. If you floral design a lot or you design to sew, you have to really watch overcutting. I've had a couple of hand surgeries, and I don't want that to happen to you, but, you know, we've sold thousands of wreaths, and it adds up over time. Your hands will take a beating. So just trim off those ends, but this bush is still a little bit too big, but that's okay. Every floral bush can be kind of what I'm going to call dissected and brought down to smaller pieces, guys. So I'm going to take and break this into smaller sections. And as you do that, you can kind of sort them out and check if they have a ball or they have the wheat. This is just like we would do in design school when we break apart stems. We're going to utilize what we've got. I teach not to use pick machines. I try to maximize my production time so I can make things fast, efficiently, and also beautifully too. So my 25 years experience, I like to help you learn how to do this fast and easy. And y'all, if you ever want to take your wreath making to the next level, you know we'd love to have you in our design school class. It opens up twice a year, and you can grab a spot on the waitlist at Kalisz.com. And you can also go to KaliszDesignSchool.com to grab a spot. So you can see I'm breaking these down. I've got the ones that have the balls here, the wheat here. I got one more to go. And you're just taking them at their sections, and this one's a little taller, so it's got 3 cuts on it. So I cut it right here where it makes sense, and I still am left with a stem. So if I put a little bit of thought into my cutting, it can go a lot further for me. Okay, I love the bally parts. I want to use those towards the front, and we'll plan to use the wheat towards the back. So remember, I told you we're going to layer that. That's what we're going to do right now. So I'm going to take the wheat pieces, and we're just going to work left and right here. I'm going to put this one to the left, and I kind of want to come over the edge of the design. I love that. We're going to make it nice and wispy looking. We're just going to take our time. Now I'm going to take a little grass here and work to the inside. And we'll just start building out our design. We don't want it to be so full that we cover up all the pumpkin, but we want to have that nice wispy look. I'm going to push this in this side. Oh, that's looking good so far. Okay, and now I'm going to come out a couple little shorter pieces up here to the top. See, it's a little bit shorter, but I'm kind of got 3 pieces lining up. And let's go on this side. Okay, easy peasy so far. You got it. We've got 3 on each side. We got them nicely spaced out, and we've kind of got that flow going on each side. Now, grab your big pick where we have the 2 different sections. One has the fern, one has the leaves. And I'm going to take this section right here that has the 2 big silver dollar eucalyptus, and we're going to use those in the middle. So the fern's going to go on the right here. Just layer right on top the wispy ones. Beautiful. The white leaves are going on this side. We're just going to separate that out. How easy is this? This is what these projects are about. I want to get nice spacing and just make them go quick and easy for you. Now, because I've got all the white over here, no white over here, I want to mix that in and bring one of the white leaves over here. And we can tuck it, you know, behind the fern. It doesn't have to be so predominant, but I just want it over to the side. Now, I want to bring that wispy feel more to the center, so I'm going to get these pieces cut shorter so they're coming in the middle. I've got this one left. I'm going to just use this one kind of off the top a little bit. I'm going to see if I can cut them into 2 sections to make them just a little more wispy. Right in here. And you can get smaller and smaller, which is kind of the idea you want to do. Just leave you some of the firm part of the stem so you can push them in. All right, let's go to town with this. And this is just little small detail work. We're going to cut small and add them in. Now I'm going to want a little bit kind of coming down to the center also. Just a nice wispy look. Ah, perfect. You see those balls working in there? Those are so cute. So I'll trim this one off. Get these really super short on these stems, okay? Oh, there's a cute little wheat. And we want to work nice and wispy, letting it flow over. And keep getting shorter as we're going to the center. Okay, because we're going to be putting our big pumpkin in the center. And we want all these pieces kind of working their way in. I'm going to cut this one smaller. Kind of left a long stem. And then we'll have 3 little individual grasses here. It's a little tedious, but it does come together pretty quickly once you get everything kind of prepped, cut, and going. Oh, that looks cute. All right, let's keep working here. Towards the middle, I'm going to trim this one even shorter. We need these super short because we want them to keep decreasing in size. I love things that are wispy. I mean, it is totally my style. With the small twigs and branches. And, you know, I developed that style just surely because I had a lot of success with it. And, you know how it is. When something starts doing well, you start loving it because, you know, it makes you feel good when you're selling it. And that's kind of what's happened for a lot of my design school students. They find some recipes that they do well with, and they just want to continue growing in their design styles. Okay, I'm going to trim these even shorter. So we come to the middle, and then we're going to come in a second and put our pumpkin in, and then just try to kind of work around it. Oh, those grasses are so pretty. Okay, let's come up a little bit right in here. This is just so sweet and so simple. If you want, let's take this one leaf and let's just use it. I'll bring that one down. I cut this leaf off, but let's use it kind of at the top. And then we'll get nice spacing on all three of our leaves. Push it in. One at the top, one at the bottom. I'm going to push it behind the grass. Ooh, I love it. I love it so far. And here's another little ball piece. Just keep working them in. Around. Now, let's go ahead and work on our focal point of getting our pumpkin in right here. And I'm going to tuck her just a little bit off to the side, and then I'm going to add those berries right next to it. So it's not exactly completely centered. She's going to go right here, off to the side, and then we're going to take this berry spray. We're going to have that come in and down. All right, so this is a kit we have available. If you let us know in the comments if you would like a link to it, we'll be happy to get it for you. Oh, that looks great. Just popping in right there. It's so soft and sweet. And then bring these up a little bit. And now I'm going to work out this section. It's just easy and fun and sweet. And I know I'm always making big over the top pieces. This one's a little more soft and subtle. The only thing you're not going to get in the kit is the little block of foam. And I might use a little bit of Spanish moss to come in and cover any of the floral foam I can't see at the end, that I might be able to see on the edges here a little bit. But other than that, you're going to get all these floral stems and the pumpkin base in the kit. Oh, look at that. It's turning out so cute. Let me take this one and trim it just a little bit. We are almost there, guys. I know. I hope you're motivated to make one like this too. I hope you are. It is so fun. And these simple projects are also just great for shop fillers or gifts. Because anybody can find room for this guy. Well, at least in my world, I would make room. I would definitely make room. Let's put one little piece of wheat right there. And we'll make it just a little bit shorter. See if I can cut that grass just a little shorter. I'm going to try to get that to come right out of the center. Right here. Go ahead, buddy. Aha! Oh my gosh, I love it! So if you need to fill in to cover any of the little foam that might be showing, just pop a little Spanish moss in there. And then you are good to go. We did it, Blue Merinos. I hope you love it. I'm going to make a fall, kind of like a wall hanging today. It's going to be different. Hey, but you know, it's Simple Saturday, time to make a fun project that's easy but different, okay? So y'all come on in, definitely say hello, and let's think a little bit out of the box. So this right here, I found at Walmart. So I'm always, you know, walking around the stores to see what kind of interesting things they have we could use with our floral designs. And this is just I actually thought originally we'd use the back of it and take the little plastic hanger off, but I changed that design. So we might do something with it on the other side later. But right now we're going to work on this side. And I like that these are at an angle like that. Now, I thought this was going to be it was $6 something, but I don't know if that was the clearance price or not, because I tried to get a white one too, but it was $12. So I like the $6 price better. Excuse me, y'all. But this is just from Walmart in the crafting aisle with all the little fun little wood stuff. Okay? So that was our first, that's our kind of our base for this, okay? And what we're going to put on top of it is we're going to go with a complete wheat look. That's a little bit different. I'm going to pull up the comments too to say hi to y'all. This is, you know, a natural type feel to it. Very classic. You've probably all seen the wheat topiaries people have made. If not, I can always make some for y'all to show you. They're basic, but these are 2 wheat bushes we have in stock. Now, they're artificial. If you buy real wheat, you got to be prepared for shedding. You could. There's nothing wrong with it, but it sheds. But this is fake grass, but it's painted so good. It looks so good. This is plastic wheat, so it looks awesome. And it's with corn husks, so it gives you this beautiful, beautiful, you know, it's got a good vibe to it. I'm trying to still get your comments up. There y'all are. Great. Okay, so that is going to be, we're going to build this right directly on here. So whatever you decide to use as the bottom, you need a bigger spray for the bottom. This is actually a swag base, but we're going to use it on here. So you could have a large spray too, if you can find something similar. Now we're going to have all these supplies on Kaliz.com for you. Now this is the matching pick. That is the artificial wheat and the corn husks. So generally we would make pretty swags just like this. We would build it up, you know, and we'd put interesting components into it. But today we're going to build it on a background. So I came up with a pretty fun technique to do that. I'm going to show you right now. We're going to be doing it sideways. Hello, Peggy. Hi, Pat. Good to see you guys. We could really appreciate you spreading the love because our app won't be working for another few days. So our texting app. So y'all spread the love around wherever you're watching. Y'all make sure you follow, like, subscribe. I'm Kali, by the way, if we've never met. I teach floral design. I've had my own business for 25 years now, and I also was a teacher at the same time when I started, so I just love teaching how to do what I do. So maybe you can make your own, whether you want to make it for your home or sell them. I did craft shows for 17 years, sold thousands of wreaths on Etsy, but I like to make things with different textures. Now if you look here already, you can see how pretty the combination is. With this beautiful wood and that wheat against it. Doesn't it look killer? So we're going to make this long, and we're going to break the plane of the base. That's something I would say in design school. So if you're in design school, you might know, hey, Kaliz use it or lingo. So I love that it's going to come off. And we're going to create it right on top. Yay, good to see you all. Hi, Edith. Hey, Joanne. Hey, Carolyn. Hey, Maura. So this is going to go on top. Now, my thought was, how are we going to put this on here? I may want to be able to repurpose this for different seasons. So I came up with a really fun, easy way to do it that is pretty permanent and pretty sturdy. So what we're going to do is, I only have 1.5 inch wide of the burlap, but I'm going to recommend you use 2.5 wide for this design. So when we put the supply list up, I will have that. We'll have the link for the board at Walmart too. So what we're going to do is make a little tie right here that we're going to staple to the base so we can put all this in here. So once again, get your placement, kind of lay it out, make sure you're getting it the height you want. So if I do this, you can kind of see. I like that this will cover the jute hanger, maybe just a little bit higher. Move this up a little. There we go. So that'll cover the jute hanger, and then that still will come down and be so pretty. Hola, ¿cómo está? To you too. Oh, Danae saying hello. I love it. Hey, Renee. Do I have the wood? No, Carolyn. This is from Walmart. I said it at the very beginning of the video, but it's from Walmart. So you can get everything, all the florals from me, but the wood is from Wally World. Okay, I'm gonna come in. We're gonna staple gun this. Okay, and I prefer 2.5 if you can have it. Ooh, it's so loud. Sorry. All right, a couple of staples in there. Now I'm going to bring my bottom spray in. We're just going to overlap it. Watch how easy this can be. Oh my gosh, so stinking cute. Now I'm going to be making this super tight to hold this so it can't go anywhere. Okay, and then we'll be attaching our bow towards the end. Hey, Susie from Denmark. Great to see you. So now this piece needs to go under also. Right here. And we'll tack it with a little bit of glue, but I was trying to do it where we didn't have any foam. We had nothing to hide, and we kept this super duper simple. So I'm going to take, and we're going to staple gun this as tight as I can get it and make this little loop super tight. Hey, Miss B28, good to see you. All right, coming in over here. Hello there on TikTok. Hey, Ramona. Staple gunning it tight. I'm going to try to get 2 in there. And like I said, I'd like the little wider ribbon, but this will work too. All right, let's cut that down. So we created this little sleeve in there. Now, we're going to need to pop a little glue in to make sure it's not going anywhere. And another thing I would probably do is I will put a little cable tie right here to attach this also to this other stem. So now, because, you know, my history of selling at craft shows, people pick up things and they bring it to you to buy it in a weird way. Just in case they were to pick this up, it can't come out, and it's all one piece. All right. Hi, Judy. Hi, Lily. Hey, Bonnie. Good to see you guys over here on Facebook. And, y'all, the replay will be on Facebook and YouTube, but you can also go to our description there on TikTok, and you're able to get the link for both of those if you need them. Okay. Now, I had already kind of pre-shaped these out, so when you get them, they'll be compacted, and I like to work the corn husk to the back a little bit. Look how cute this is! Y'all, I gotta put up pictures of the finished pumpkin from yesterday, so I have to do this too. I'll have to put this one up too so you guys can see them. And on TikTok, I'll definitely post. So I'm gonna put one here, because see how it's wiggling a little? I wanna make sure it's gonna stay straight on that base. Nobody's gonna move around. Make my little pocket. So basically, if I wanted to remove this from the center of the board, all I would have to do is just take the staples out. Okay, you still need a little bit of glue, because I'm gonna use some glue to hide these two pieces of mechanics, but look, I'm not gonna use moss this time because it would be a different color. I'm gonna steal a little corn husk. I'm a corn husker stealer. Thanks for the follow. You're awesome. Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna put that there, and let's put one more on the top. And we could just steal it from like any of these little ones that are wild out here. Audrey, that's you, Miss B28. I love it. Audrey, I'm sorry. I don't know if I'll be able to keep y'all's TikTok names straight. I'm glad you came and told me over here. I love it. Thank you for being over there. Audrey's getting all the views. The side view, the front view. Okay, so I just hid that in. Now, it's pretty good. It's wiggling a little bit. Let's see if I can get that a little bit tighter. I can always fire in another staple over here. On this side, too. Just to grab it a little bit more. Okay. Now, you could get some longer staples and just staple gun it right down too, but I was trying to get it where we could switch it around if we wanted. I thought if you made two of these and you put them like on an entry with the table as you're coming in your home, you could make one of these on either side and then arrangement in between, because these are thin. Oh my gosh, these would work so good for screen doors. Y'all know how so many people ask me about that all the time? This would be perfect. Okay. So it's looking like this, really neat and clean, really polished. This different look, because it's not this wild and full look. It's very neat. Let's make our bow, because that's where we're going to make it a little bit different. Now let's say your clientele is not, you know, they don't do bows. We could just put in a beautiful couple of pine cones right here. I don't have any little pine cones, but let me show you how. This is way too large, okay, but I can show you how pretty. If you just thought about that, 2 pine cones in here, and we could just wire them on to where they just went right here in the center. You know, think of a smaller version, but look how pretty that color would work with that. Lotus pond would be beautiful, anything like that, but we're gonna pop in a bow, okay? Let's do that next. Oh, Pat's asking about my knee. Pat, my knee is doing well. It's recovering well. I've been doing all the therapy, and it's going good. So I'm thankful. I mean, I've reached the point I'm thankful I had the surgery. Previously, I wasn't thankful. So, once again, I'm going to put 2.5 in the supply list because it'll work really, I like it a little bit wider in the back. Now, let's start off by getting our length of our tail. So we're going to bring the swag back over. Okay, so the top of the swag is right here. And so we want to make sure this kind of comes down all the way to here. So I'm going to measure one just to check that length, and before we actually cut it, to make sure it's going to work. How's it going, Kimberly? Good to see y'all. Oh, I wanted to show y'all. I don't know if y'all tried these from Sam's. These are from Walmart. My dentist had these. They're called Clear American, and they're the Walmart brand. They're so tasty. He had them, so I had to try them. They have them unsweetened or sweetened. Juicy. Tasty. Nice. All right, so that ends up being about 20 inches. So I'm going to bring that to the center, twist it, and I'm going to cut this at an angle. Hey, Patricia. That'll be my back long tail. Twist it, and then I'm just going to go out at 5 inches. Now, remember, this is kind of a classic clean look. We don't need, let's go 5.5. Nah, let's go 6. I'm going 6. We don't want a ton of loops. We don't want this to look like loopy loopy loop. We just want it simple. So we're going to just do a 2-1 recipe. Y'all know we do bows on Wednesdays. So on Wednesdays you can come learn all about bow making. And we got a new series coming. We're calling it Bowmania. I don't know if we're calling it Bowmania or we keep, Nicole and I keep coming up with different bow excitement names. So stay tuned. You will be learning all about bows coming up soon. So now I'm going to have a tail in the front, and I want it to be, the other one was 20, so this tail in the front will be about 16. How you doing, Patricia? Glad you could join us over here on Facebook. All right. Since I'm out at 6, I'm going to go to 5 right here. 5. Twisty, twisty. And twist it over here at 5. How you doing, Sheila? Good afternoon. You know, it's hot here in Texas, but I know it's hot everywhere, so we're sucking it up. Bow extravaganza, right? Okay, I made my top loop, but I want to add in between these, I want to add a little pop. I'm going to pull that back out because I forgot. I'm going to put my window pane in there. I want to add this for a little bit of dimension. So we're going to put our window pane on top. And we're going to just repeat the same design of one loop here. And that tail is all the way down. It's going to be Bowmania. It's Bowtastic. Bow extravaganza. See, we're crazy. We're crazy, y'all. So this second loop is 5. Sorry, I forgot to put the window pane in. I got so excited. Hey, Lourdes. Good to see you. Those of you who are spreading the love, come back and let us know on the app. Our text app. If you're not on that yet, just grab a spot at textkelea.com, textkelea.com. And if you spread the love on a video, let us know you did, so we can let you be entered to win some sweet treats. Okay, now bring in our 1. So we've got a little bit of the dimension from there added in. Okay. That's our bow. Let's go ahead and take it off. You're going to need a couple of table ties. 1, 2. Jamie says it's bowlicious. Yes, yes. Y'all come out. Y'all let me know what other events what other names do y'all have for a bow making series we're going to come up with? Y'all got some names. Jamie says it's bowlicious. Let us know. You can help us name it. Y'all have helped us name everything. The Bloom Room, Bloom Central. Y'all name the pallet jack, all the things. Bowrific Beverly. Ah, I love it. Put that cable tie in the back, get it taut, and let's go ahead and take that off, okay? Cut that little pokey part out. And now, this is the fun part. I love to put this ribbon in the middle, because when you fold it, it makes these cute little bumpy bumps. Bumpity bump. Audria, how do you get text? You're going to get them soon. Right now, the company's, it's a long story, but I'm just trying to get a better contract with them, so I'm not paying so much. They went super crazy on their rates. So either we'll continue using them, or I'm going to move you guys all over. I get to own your contact information on the text list. So you guys, we use a legitimate texting service, so they do charge us for it. But they did just a huge price increase recently, so they're not letting us use the service until we agree to the contract. And so Mama's in negotiations right now. So don't worry, we will be texting again. It just might be a few more days. See how bumpy that gets in the center? Yeah, it's a little nuts. Lots of love. Thank you so much. Loops of love. Oh, that's cute for our bow making event. I like it. I like it. You guys have so many good ideas. Okay, let's bring our swag back over. You can still get on the text list. We can still see your text that you're sending in right now. We just can't interact. So don't worry. It's nothing to stress over. It'll all be good. We'll still have it. Okay, here's our bow. Oh my God, this is gonna be so cute. Y'all, this is a winner chicken dinner. These at a craft show would do so well. I'm so excited. Y'all, I know. I got a lot of history at craft shows. Now, I'm going to go above this so that the bow will cover it all up. So that means I'm going to attach this up here. I'll just put it around the whole... No, I won't. Let's move this over. I'm going to try to grab this. Because if I put it around the whole thing, you will see the cable tie possibly from the side, which is no big deal. We just would have to clean it up a little. Let's see, and we can do that. We'll just put it around the whole thing. I think it'll be a little more stable. And then I'm going to come in and we'll just use a little more of those corn husks to hide what's going on. Right, today? I know. I mean, we're not fussing too much. It's okay. It's part of business. We'll deal with it. We're just kind of, what you say, you know, we're dead in the water right now. But it'll all be good. It'll all work out. But I'm not overreacting to what they're doing. It's not an emergency for me. You guys are super fans. You will find me without the text. I realize it's so much nicer to have it, and we do want to have it. But you guys will find us. Okay, I'm going to bring that tail underneath. And like I said, my intention is to have it back. Look how pretty this is. Oh my gosh, it's so stinking cute. So this is the top up here. So less on the top. In this situation, we got the party in the back, okay? Party in the back. Don't you love it? Kim, we won't forget you. You guys are all, we got your spot held on the text list. You're all good. Okay, now let's bring this one over. Isn't this great? I love it, I love it, I love it too. Hi there, Blue Merinos. It's Kali. I am so excited to be with you and create something beautiful together. Okay, y'all. This is our subscription box, our latest one, our BBB box. Now, you can see it's already cut open. I've already been in it, and you might have joined us live before and seen what we made together. So I'm going to show you that first. And while I'm doing that, make sure you like, subscribe, and follow, and come back for more floral fun. So we have a subscription box that comes out every month, and it's seasonal. And what it is, it's floral supplies that coordinate and go together. So it takes all that stress out of going to Khalees.com and going, hey, what do I get? What do I want to play with? And this is part of the box. So we unbox this on a live. If you want to see the unboxing and how we made this project, just let me know in the comments. Just say, hey, I need the link to the first video, and we'll send that to you too. Today, we're going to use the rest of the box and create a second project. But isn't this gorgeous? So they're going to coordinate and be very simple. I'm not simple, but similar. But the next one is going to be totally different, okay? So here is the first project, guys. It just turned out stunning. It's kind of got a little bit of a boho vibe with a little bit of pampas and a little bit of wispiness, but it's still very neutral and natural for the fall season. Now, those subscription boxes, BBBB box, they are seasonal. So next month, it just depends when you see this video and when it's coming out. But once we get done with our fall collection of boxes, they shift to Christmas and winter. So if you're watching this in real time and not on a replay later, you'll know that the next box shifts to Christmas. But they're always seasonal, and that goes with all of our subscription boxes. So the only thing that didn't come in the box was the wreath base. So on our next project, the only thing that's not going to come in the box is going to be the candlestick. We're going to make a candlestick arrangement using what's left in the box. And then we're going to add some ribbon too. So those would be the two things you'd have to run out and grab somewhere else. Now this particular one, I just grabbed at Walmart. I liked it. And let me show you why. Look at how pretty the brown is to go with these colors. So I know if I'm going to put these similar type products on here, that's going to look perfect. Like the muted tone is just gorgeous to go together. And if you wanted to go with a darker candlestick, that would work also because of the fact that this wreath is dark and it looks great together. So keep those visual cues in mind. All I've done so far is we put some hot glue on there, and I've glued on a little bit of foam. Nothing too difficult so far. So good. Now let me grab the rest of that box and let's take a peek what's left and let's finish our unboxing. Okay, so here's what's left in the subscription box. This is a beautiful berry, and it's kind of like a wheat bush. Oh my gosh, that's so pretty and wispy. I love that one. Then we have this one. We have a little bit of pampas left, just a touch. We used about half of the, maybe a little bit more than half on the other project. Oh my gosh, great. We still have 3 pumpkins. I love that. All right, and this is going to be our filler. A beautiful grass with berry. Okay. Oh my gosh, this is very similar to the grass we used on the pumpkin arrangement we made the other day. Okay, so that's the rest of our box. That's all we had in the subscription box. So we're going to try to make this just using what's left. And the other thing I'm going to add in is I'm going to add a bow. And I want to show you. I just picked out a very neutral. You may already have this ribbon at home, but this is the bow we're going to be using. All right? So let's get to town and start creating. All right, if you haven't liked, subscribed, and followed yet, you need to do that, please. Do all the things so you can be never missing one of our videos or any of our new content or live sales. Y'all, you don't want to miss any of the action. Today, y'all, the reason I'm not doing the video live is I'm getting my hair highlighted for the very first time. So if you have any advice for me on that, put it in the comments. It is an attempt to cover gray hair. I'm totally not accepting it. Tell me if you get your hair highlighted and if there's any tips I need to know. You can see here I'm just shredding these. I call that shredding because I'm just splitting them into long pieces, and then the little papers come out. You just throw those away. Makes it really, really easy to prepare your products when it comes to doing these designs. Now, if you're a subscription box subscriber and you don't make arrangements, it's not a big deal because you can always tuck these in around pieces in your home, and you never have to worry about not having the right seasonal pieces to do that with. And I'm excited to be able to show you those tips and techniques from our new studio. I don't know if you've heard the news, but we have been very blessed to be able to get a new space and build a new studio with more space and hopefully different camera angles and all the fun stuff. So I'm very, very excited about it. Okay, I'm just going to trim these off a little and get them nice and neat. So this is basically what we have to work with to fill in around. We don't have like a separate greenery. That's it. Now, I've got my main focal point is going to be the 3 pumpkins. So I want to definitely put these in first. And we're not going to go super high. We're going to keep it kind of a little bit lower. So what I'm going to do is just cut these 3 off, and we'll put these on first to get some great spacing and get them as our focal point in, okay? So one's higher, the others are shorter. And we just have a nice little small piece of foam here so we're not going off really huge. Now you can always make yours larger if you want and add some other greenery to do that. So this one's going to go in the back. Okay, let me grab my little bitty Lazy Susan. That would work great for this. We'll just pop it right on there. And now the easy thing with that is I can spin it around. Can you guys see that though on camera? Let me bring it here. Might be just a little too tall. Hold on. I gotta adjust the camera. All right, so I put this one in the back. I might have to just make it flat. Sometimes with the camera angle so tight you can't see it. That's okay. You'll be able to get the gist. So this is going kind of in the back. And then I'm going to put these a little shorter. Like one towards the front here. And then we're going to have one coming out in this section. Okay? So you guys can see how it's laying out. All right? So that's how our 3 pieces are going in. So when I stand that out, you can see the 2 lower pumpkins. Oh, there you go. Let's move it forward a little bit. And then you guys can see better. There we go. Okay, cool. I'm trying to make that camera angle bigger. Okay. Now, I want to fill in between those with, I'm going to start with this grass as our filler. And we got to cut it a little bit shorter. And let's put one piece in right here next to Mr. Pumpkin. You know, and I didn't think about it. The other thing you're going to need also is you're going to need some Spanish moss to cover up any mechanics at the bottom. So I like to use Spanish moss. You could use something else, like some extra leaves left over from another project. Whatever you want, but you're going to need a little bit of that to cover our handiwork. So I'm going right beside Mr. Pumpkin and filling that right out. And let's take a little bit of the wheat bush and put it in the middle because it's got a really cute berry. I'm going to cut it where it's a little shorter and have it come down. Oh yeah, I like that. Now my bow is going to work into here in a little bit, so I'm leaving that open, and I'm just going to work around my pumpkins now. Let's take our little berry spray, and I'm going to keep on filling in around it. So if you haven't played with a little candlestick design, I'm going to give you an insider tip right here. You want to stay short and low, and don't go so big and bold. It's tempting to go big and bold. If you do that, your cost goes super skyrocketing high. So say short and low until you get better at making them, then start to work on going super duper high, okay? All right. Ask me how I learned these things. Guys, this is going into year 26. So, y'all, lots of trial and error. Trial and error. Lots of it. I'm going to have to go double check my DBA and make sure I'm telling y'all right. It's 25 or 26. I get so excited. A lot of practice. Okay, let's come out this way. And I'm kind of getting good spacing on all my berries, all right? So she's kind of flying. She's flanking. She's looking good. I'm going to take and cut this one piece off here, and we'll come and put it back in shorter. So don't be afraid to do that too. Just take these, cut them out, bring them back. And I'm always leaving a bit of the thick stem there. That way I can push it into the foam. Okay, good deal, good deal. So far, so good. Now, before I continue to fill in with anything else, I'm going to go ahead and put my bow in the bow zone right here. Okay, so that way I can make sure I like the placement of the bow. Alrighty. And so I've got this on a floral pin, and I'm going to just glue that right into my foam also. And this is a simple bow recipe. We do bows on Wednesday, guys. If you never come join us for bow making, there's always new bow videos or new live videos on Wednesdays making bows. So you're going to see the back for a second. I'm going to fluff it the way I want it. You gotta fluff it the way you want it. Oh my God, so stinking cute already. Okay, so bow's in, looking really good there. My pumpkins are in, going around. Now, I'm going to leave this flat for a second, and we're going to work to fill in all the detail around the bow. Okay, so let's take these. And if you watch the pumpkin video where we have a little pumpkin kit, door hanger kit, that's very reasonable. It's a great entry-level project. This is the same grass I used on there, and it breaks up really, really easy. So I can take this and cut these super short. And great idea of doing that is, the reasoning rather, is because I can tuck them in and use them all around the bow. Our design school, guys, opens up twice a year. And I teach you the principles of design and why we're doing what we're doing and what it does to the eye, what it does to the value of your wreaths if you're a reseller, why you want to do certain things to add value and to make your wreath stand out. So keep an eye on for class opening up soon. If you're watching this in between class openings, you just want to get on our wait list, of course. And you can do that anytime at cleesdesignschool.com. It's a different website. There's a link for it on clees.com too. Jump over there because we do this every week and it's all recorded and live. And you get access to me and to many, many projects and an amazing community of other designers. See how I cut this to its own little cluster? We're going to use that and come on down and pop that down here too. So I call this like merchandise. Merchandise around the bow. Break the planes of all the textures and all the different levels of the design. Okay, so I've clustered a few of these together. We're going to trim that, cut it, and I may have to pin this in. When you get really thin, you might pin it in. If you use a pick machine, you could do that too. Clee doesn't use a pick machine, but I'll just pin it with a little floral pin up in there in the bottom. And then we'll tack a little glue on it. Only because I had to cut these really short to hold them. And I'm going to try to hide that behind my bow. So just pick up that skirt of that bow. Excuse me, bow. Excuse me, darling. I need to tuck this in here, and I don't need you impeding my progress. All right, good. I like those little soft pieces in there. Now I'm going to put a little glue. You can pump a glue gun. I don't use a glue gun either. It's just glue coming out of my electric skillet. Now, I'm going to use a little bit of moss in there, too. That just kind of makes a little sandwich, and it hides that pin. Okay. In. Looks so far so good. Isn't that looking good at the front? That looks great. Okay, and let me get one more berry cluster, and we're going to put it a little bit tighter to the bow in there, tighter. That is how it's going to look like this, guys, but I'm working on it from the side, so we can work on the little center area. And I'm going to put this one in just a little bit more to the back. Okay, so the nice thing about putting that bow in is it takes up a little real estate. It fills in beautifully behind our pumpkins. And now what we can do is just fill in a little bit more. See how cute she's looking? You're kind of seeing it from, look at that. Isn't that looking good? Great. So I want to fill in a little bit more around here. So I'm just going to put it straight up, and we're going to keep adding in this direction. All right? Let's do it. Thanks for the follows. I see you guys following and liking. I'm so glad you're here. And, you know, fall, Christmas time is really our go time where we are creating like crazy. Now, I'm going to keep putting a little bit more around, pointing to the front here for a second. And then we're just going to take a minute and we're going to make the back look pretty. So I've got a nice, beautiful spray. I've got a good shape. Let me just look at it myself. I like it. The only thing I'm going to cut back is this little piece right here. So if you see a piece that's kind of shooting out a little bit farther than you want it, take it out. And I'll pop this in. Now, when we're all done, I will have finished pictures for you. We'll be posting here on Khalees.com. You'll also see them on YouTube or Facebook or TikTok, all the thing. You can see it finished and how it all came together. Okay, now we're going to work on the back because the back is just green moss back there. Now, I've got a little bit left. We're going to fill in, but we want to make sure we get it nice, short, and tight with this. And then we're going to cover the mechanics just with Spanish moss. So let's just lay it down where you can see what we're working on and cut these down a little short. Okay, because we don't want this shooting up above. Like I said, if you start to make it really big and tall, you have to fill in a lot. So keep it short and a little more compact. You know how good things come in small packages? Same concept here. Okay, let's trim these down. Oh my gosh, we're doing so good. We've made this so far. I think we'll get done under 20 minutes, which is amazing for a candlestick project. They can take a little bit longer, but we're rocking it out. So these are all short, and we're going to fill in right around the base here. And then I'm going to show you how we're going to mix in the Spanish moss. So we have 3 different colors of Spanish moss on Khalees.com. They don't come in the subscription boxes because they're big, huge bags. I think they're a full pound, so they're sold by the weight, not volume. And they come in chartreuse, dark green, and light green. Really, they can work for any season. They mix and match. But for fall, I like light green or chartreuse. And then in the Christmas, I generally switch back to the dark green. And in spring, we use the dark green a lot. So it kind of works out great filling in with the 3 different colors. But just start off with one color, use it, and then you can add another color to your collection when you run out. Okay, so I filled in nice and full back here. So if somebody sees the back of the arrangement, it does look very nice and neat and clean. Now, grab your Spanish moss. I keep mine just in a metal bucket like this so I can easily bring it out to the party. Bring it to the party, moss party. Now, I gotta find my floral pins, which I think are over here. I got them right here. Excuse me. Long reach, folks. I don't glue the moss. You just take and make nice little bowls. And in this case, we're trying to cover a flat surface right here. So just take and tuck that there. This one's going to kind of go up by the stems, and I'll put one more below. So you see how beautiful the chartreuse looks with this, and it just fits perfectly. You can moisten your Spanish moss if you want to, just don't overdo all that. This is, it is dyed and preserved, so we don't need to be inviting water back to it a lot. A light misting is fine. I do not generally do that though. I just get in here and, like I say, I pick it, stick it, shove it in. No, not really shove it. Very politely price it in. And you can see I'm fluffing it back up to cover the floral pins as I push it in. Okay. Just work that all around to hold these in and cover any of our mechanics. It's not the glamorous part. Some people do this first on their designing. I prefer not to, because then I end up having to work around it, and I don't like to work around it because it kind of gets in your way. I like to come in and use it at the last, and you'll find you use a lot less if you do it at the last moment. Another thing you could do that's kind of neat and clean is if we had like a chunkier piece of foam, we could cover it with ribbon also around the edges. And that I would do first, but you have to have a design that's going to work with that. All right, let me keep putting it in here till we've kind of covered all of our foam. How are we doing on time? We did pretty good. And just crunch that up. Now we got to come back and make our bow look beautiful. That wasn't too bad. We didn't make too big of a moss mess. I think we did pretty good, all things considering. But there is our candlestick, guys. Doesn't it look amazing? I think it turned out so beautiful. And I'll get some good pictures of it out in the sunshine so you can see how pretty it is. And we'll take pictures with it with the wreath. Oh, you know what we forgot? We've got our pampas. Oh, we're not done yet. We got to add just a little touch of that drama. The drama. Okay, let's do that real fast. We'll add the pampas. Where are you, pampas? I forgot, I dropped her right here. So let's put a couple touches of her in. Man, just when you think you're done, the drama is here. When I thought about taking those pictures together, I was like, oh, but where's the pampas? Here it comes. I love that we had 2 pieces of it left. All right, so I'm going to use them kind of opposite angles to each other. I think that would be beautiful. And I'm going to soften it by letting it kind of go behind some of the florals here. Okay, so we'll just push this one in. Oh, yeah. So if you want to be more dramatic, then use it in the foreground. If you want to be more subtle, then use it in the background. And that's kind of what I did on the wreath. I didn't let it be the massive dramatic part of the whole piece. Look at that. Okay, let's have this come down. I'm trying to see. Those are at the same length. Let's cut these a little shorter. I'm going to pull them out. They look just like little feathers. All right, let's give that a twirl in the glue pot and bring it down. Come on down. And we're just going to let these softly push in. Oh, beautiful. And I want this one just a tad bit shorter. So what I'll do, and I did this also when we made the wreath, y'all, because I'm just going to sacrifice a little and have it shorter. And you could keep this to tuck in at the top of the bow here. So I'm going to take this little piece, we'll tuck it in, just really softly in, beautiful, and then I'm going to use the other piece at the bottom. So we just added a little bit of subtle drama without a whole lot of craziness, and it's soft and beautiful. Oh my gosh, I love it, y'all. Let's play with some beautiful fall supplies to make the cutest little scarecrow centerpiece. So we've got our adorable Scarecrow, and she is going to be like our focal point in the design. We're going to kind of put her in last, but what I want you to do is kind of find the spot she's going to go in. We're going to play with her. We're going to jazz her up a little. I want to pull her little hat back and make her super duper cute. But she's pretty tall, but we need to kind of get her in, you know, decide where she's going to go. And I usually like my larger pieces to be off to the side. So if she's going to go right here, you may not be able to see her whole body right this second. But I think if she's going to go right here off to the side, what we will do is I will leave that spot open for us to put her in towards the end, and we'll start building out the base first, okay? So I'm going to put her over to the side. She can sit over here and patiently wait for us to get her beautiful abode rocking and rolling. So we're starting with the cutest little metal container. It's kind of in the same color palette as her vest. And we're going to be using this spray right here for the bulk of the greenery. Leaves, cute little berries, all the great accents. So that's going to go in here to fill up. I've got some fun twigs. Those are a lot of fun to kind of give that rustic look. These are artificial. I love them because they don't shed or anything like that. And then over here for the height in our design, we'll use this. This is a peony bush that has these cute little blooms on it that are really, really easy to work with. All right, so let's get rocking and rolling. I've got 2 pieces of floral foam already mounted in. Those are glued in, ready to go. I like these handles on either side. When I order things to resell, I get things that are going to work great for shipping for those of you who sell. So these have these nice handles that are easy to attach if you're going to ship your items. If not, they still work great for all the different seasons. It's just a beautiful color palette. All right, so we're leaving that section open. And what you could even do is just kind of give yourself a little X here. Don't put anything right in here because that's where Mrs. Scarecrow is going to go. So I'm just going to put me a little mark with some scissors on that part. And let's start getting our greenery ready to go in. Now, if you're not already liking and subscribing and following, please do that so you won't miss any of our content. I love when we're putting out new videos to help show you how to do beautiful things for your home every season. And y'all know everything that you see me using here is available at Keleas.com. And when we do a project, we have the supply lists for you at KELEAS.com. And then you can head over there and anytime you click on a supply list, there will be a link to that video. If a video is password protected, that means it's a private video for our design school. And you are always welcome to join design school when it's open for new students or get on our wait list. All you got to do is head over to KeleasDesignSchool.com or you can go to wreathsteacher.com to help you grab a spot in our class. Now, I just tore those pieces off and then I just cut them off really nice and neat. And let's start what we call creating our perimeter. Whether we're making a wreath or a centerpiece, we have changes in direction and we have to create the perimeter to kind of give us a guideline for what we're doing. So we know we're going to go tall over here. We're going to have a lot of fun with all the width on this design right now, and we're going to do what we call set the perimeter. So this piece is going to go in. I'm going to let it kind of break the plane of the container and just come over the edge. All right, that one's going off on the right, and this one's going to come over on the left. Now I'm going to have feet there, so I want to go right beside where her feet are going to go. Now when you work with high quality materials like we sell on Keleas.com, you're able to manipulate those wires all kind of really nice. You don't have to use extra pick machines and take a lot of extra steps because it's all done for you in the quality product. All right, and this piece, let's have it kind of move to the front. I think we'll have it go this way, back out to the right. Let me pull our twigs over. We're gonna work with those in a second. But I wanna show you this one going to the front of the design. Now this is my electric skillet with hot glue right beside me. And it has got everything we need to put these pieces in. Look at this. How pretty. So these are kind of spilling over. All right. Now, I'm not going to worry about too much on the back right now. We're going to make this a one-sided design just to keep our costs down a little bit. We'll fill in back here, but we want this to be pretty. It could go on a hall table, somewhere it's against the wall. Maybe you have a mirror behind it, and then it'll just look pretty in front of that or something like that for location. Now, I want to put some twigs in, kind of going in between each one of these sections. So I'm going to grab my little twig piece, pull it out, and we will start to make our own little clusters of twigs. Super easy to do. Just take and cluster it like this. Bring it on itself so you make kind of a little loop with the tail. So when this goes in, it's a little cluster like this. Now how you hold that together is you need a cable tie. So I'm going to grab one right here and just make myself a little cluster of twigs. So anytime you work with a drapey type product, there's times you don't want it to drape quite as much. You can make your own little cluster. So I just cluster that up just like that, and we're gonna put that main stem. We need that main stem because it's strong, and that's gonna go right in front of the little feet over here, and we want it just to pop over the edge. Oh, so cute. Let's make another little cluster for the other side. I gotta grab some more cable ties. Here they are. All right, now let's put one on that side. So I'm gonna cut another long one And basically I'm trying to get that strong stem, and then we can just let it kind of drape over. Let me cut it a little bit. Let me take a little bit out. Tell you what, the stem is still strong here, so I can use this kind of standing up in the arrangement, and I'll take a couple of these more drapey ones and attach it to here, okay? So basically just make your own little clusters. Loop it around. All right, we got our cute little cluster, and we can pop that in the design right there. It's fun to be whimsical with these pieces. I love that little touch. All right, let's get this tight. All right, and then we're gonna have this kind of come down, just like that. Cut the end of your cable top off. Today I'm using the long ones because I have those in brown, and those will be so pretty coming in here. Just like that. Isn't that cute? Look at her. Look how cute. I'd like to go ahead and get our Scarecrow in. But before we do that, let's get her looking super cute. Let's jazz her up a little. So I'm just gonna lay her down. We're gonna give her a little light surgery. I think it's cute when her little hat kind of pops up a little bit, where we can kind of get it folded back. And because this hat doesn't have any wire built in, we're gonna take and just glue that down right here at the top. So I'll use my electric skillet with the hot glue, and we'll just bring that right into the top. Let's put a little of that coming out of the, I'm gonna put a little glue just gently up here. Now I don't want to push too hard because it'll push through that burlap, and then we'll push that right on top. You can add more florals and things. I'm gonna put, let's put one on the other side, kind of coming behind her. I'm just cutting off some little pieces from in the design. So I like that a little bit better. I can see her face better. And then I'm just gonna hold this here and let that get set up. And then once she's ready, we're gonna go ahead, and I like to kind of manipulate her arms a little bit, straighten out her dress, and then we're gonna put her into our container. So we've got the front done, we got her little hat ready with the twigs, and now I'm ready to go ahead and put her right up here in that same section we talked about for our container. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna put some glue on her feet just to get her, we can just glue her straight in, and then we're gonna use a wire to secure her also. So let's dip her into our glue pot. Be careful because that's a lot of glue that's going to go under those little feet. Now I want you just to slide it off. Okay, in design school we use the electric skillet a lot to heat up our glue. It's just a really great way to manage our easy placement. Now you have to be careful if you're not using something besides the Scarecrow. She's super lightweight, but if you put something heavy over here or backward, it could flip over your container. So always think about, okay, what am I using? How much weight do I have going? She's fine, that's gonna work good. Just because I like to double secure this, I'm gonna take, this is an 18 gauge wire, and we're just gonna take, and I'm gonna go around one of her cute little feet up here. And I'm just gonna do a little crisscross, so I've got enough wire to go into my base. So all I'm doing is crisscrossing it around. And then this can push into the base to help secure it right there. And I'm gonna do it on our other leg. Now you're not gonna see any of this, it's gonna be over here in the back. But now I have extra plans to hold her on, besides glue, just in case she were to get picked up by her head and move her arrangement. So this is gonna push down into the foam. So I'm just kind of getting a little bend on it, and I wanna put a little glue on the ends before I push it in. Okay, so that's kind of our backup plan. I'm always teaching you to have a backup plan for placement, security. I'm not big on just shoving things in, putting glue in. We have a lot of strategy when it comes to placement, why we're putting things where we're putting them, the lines we're creating with our design, all of that stuff, because you guys can continue to improve your creations, whether you're making it for yourself or you want to sell them or you want to learn all the things and do videos and have, you know, your own social media where you're creating. I'm going to help you learn how to do all that properly. So she's in nice and strong. She's got her backup plan, and she's looking super duper cute. We're going to put a bow in, okay, because it's going to fill up a lot of real estate. And I think I want the bow to be like right about kind of here, tucked in to her feet. I need to leave some room beside her because that's where we're putting this bush. So we've got a whole plan here. What I want you to do with this is take, if you need the link to how to make this bow, just let us know in the comments. But I want you to take one of your extra spare pieces of wire that you cut off another stem. That's what I'm using here. It came off this long one, has a nice long piece of wire. And we're just gonna take and tie this cable tie on there so that we get a nice long stem where I can place it in our arrangement. Now, get it tight, put a little glue on that end because we're gonna make sure it's not gonna pull out. And we don't want it coming out, gotta stay in there, otherwise it'll be yanking off your whole design. Okay, just wiggle that around a little bit. Okay, she's in, our cute little bow is ready, and we're gonna put her in right there. So I'm gonna just rotate her kind of to the top of this wire and bend her just a little bit. I gotta give her a little bend. There, she's good. And I'll put her in right there. And I'll make her a little bit shorter. All right, now the next move is to put a little glue on the end of the wire. I'm bringing the glue to it just because it can end up getting all these tails in your arrangement. We don't want that. So that's kind of gonna go to the front here and tuck in right by her feet. I'm leaving this space open because that's where we're gonna be coming in here in the back, and we're gonna be putting that big floral bush, okay? So Bo's in, she's looking so sweet here. She's so cute. She got a pumpkin in her hands. Now we're ready to use this big floral bush. Okay, so I'm gonna put her to the side for a second while we prep this one up. Basically, I want you to hold it up. If it were to be this length and is that long enough, that's a little bit short. I'd like it to be a little bit higher than her and a little bit of combo of both. So what we're gonna wanna do is try to tear this so we can get a little longer wire. So usually when you tear down a bush, you can get a longer wire. And that's what we're gonna try to do here. So I'm gonna tear them all. And then you do have to trim the little messy part off at the bottom because you wanna be able to have a clean way to put it in your arrangement. So just break that down, take off those last couple of inches so they're still very long. And we've kind of done that with the entire bush. Now, let me bring her back to the middle here and let's start to reconstruct this bush right beside her. All right, so the first piece that's gonna go in is gonna be the tallest. I'm putting that right by her head right here. She's so cute, look at her. All right, number one piece going in a little bit taller than her head, and that is perfect. There's another tall piece here too, and we're gonna sort of put those back to back so we have them right next to each other. So you're kind of paying attention to the length of the stems when we got them off that bush, and we're gonna take and now work a little shorter. So when I bring this one in, let's take a look. Oh, perfect. You see how it's a little shorter? Coming a little lower. That's exactly what we want. And I'm tucking this right in front of the bow, right beside her. See how cute that's coming together? All right, I'm gonna bring it in. If it's a little tall, like I'm ready to go lower, I'm gonna cut a little off and we'll just let this start to go a little bit lower. We've got a couple high, but that's enough. And we're ready to rock and roll lower. I think I'm gonna put one more lower, and then I'm already ready. I wanna take a little of this bush, and let's pretend like this grew right up beside her, but a little bit grew over here too, because that's cute. A little bit grew on this side, so we're gonna cut these shorter, and these are gonna come over here down to where her feet are. But she's in a sweet little Scarecrow fall garden. She got some cute flowers growing in here with her. And that's gonna just pop out this side, just a touch. Just a touch. You can give those a little bend to kind of break the plane. Isn't that super cute? Look at her, she's looking so cute. Oh my gosh, super cute. Let me turn her to me just a little bit. Let me just double check. I think we'll put one more flower right here, kind of coming a little bit lower. So when I cut this one, I'm gonna get a couple of pieces, but I'll just keep them bundled together and hold it as a cluster. And we'll just put this in right here in front of her feet. We'll get a little bit of touches of that floral going in good. Yes, yes, she's looking so cute. All right, let's take our last floral bush. We're gonna need this to fill in the back and kind of clean up what we got going on back here. We just need a little bit back there and a little bit more to the front. So take this one and break it down. Don't forget to save this good wire. This one has a good wire that we can reuse like we used to put the bows on. So definitely do that. And we're gonna clean off that nasty part of the paper because we don't want that just building up and you know, getting in our glue. All right, so let me pick what I think is my shortest piece, and I'm gonna use that kind of in the front. And I want it to kind of cascade out over the other sections that we already had. Now I accidentally just pulled that leaf out, and that's fine. I'm gonna thin it out a little bit. I'm gonna pull both of those leaves out because we'll use those in a second, but I wanna just get to the pretty filler part here so that I can layer that on top of these other leaves we already got in here. So basically you guys can take apart a pick anytime and use part of it in one section of the design and part in another. Okay, let's do that again. I'm gonna keep the leaves off, pull the green pretty rose leaf off, just pull it straight, it should pull out. Easier said than done sometimes, right? Might have to tear it. Has a good wire. You can cut it too also if you want, just cut it right here. I just want to try to get some of that good wire because it'll be easier to reuse. Where I'm gonna put it in here. All right, turn in front of me again. Oh, you're looking so cute. Let me fluff your bow just a little. I'll bring my bow down just a hair. All right, I want to use another piece of the twig kind of coming over her little feet over here. I gotta move this out. That was kind of tucked under her dress. Now there's not a lot of places to go, but I'm gonna go right between her feet here into the foam. And then that can kind of come out. Okay, see how cute she's looking now? She's looking good. Now, I saved all these leaves. These can go in the back here. Remember, I don't need to use anything fancy in the back. These are the same color palette. So I'm gonna tuck these right back here by me. And what we're doing is we're using these as a filler right now. So they're just filling in, okay? So there goes one. All right, here goes two. Right in here. Okay, I'm gonna turn her around again so I get the last two in. She's spinning. She's spinning with us. You want to hear that crunch into the foam so you know it's going in nicely. Here comes one more. I got a little glue string going on. So we separated the leaves because you know what? We wanted to see a little more, I want to be able to see these fun fillers and not, you know, layer up the leaves at that point. She is cute, guys. Okay, one more pick. I do have more twigs. Now, I've been using this bunch of twigs on a couple of different projects. So we could even make a cute little twig bunch for the back here. Let's do that. Here's that longer piece we had where we said we're gonna put some twigs kind of shooting up. So let's do that. Let me see how tall this one could be. So you need a little strength to hold it up. So you have to kind of trim it to where they're not too floppy. Because this bush is really made just to stand up and not it's made to hang down, not stand up. But you can trim it off and still get like a few cute little spiky bushes. So let's put those in here. I'm gonna do that right now. Because I love adding twigs, whether they're artificial or real twigs. They're some of my favorite things to add to your piece, especially fall and Christmas, because it's just that natural vibe. I love that. Come in here, baby. This one, I'm just putting one on either side of that cluster we have made at the beginning. Isn't she cute? Look how cute she's getting! Y'all, I can't wait to see yours like this. Okay, now I've got some floppy twigs here still. Let me pull that off. If you see that, that's like a support piece when they're molding these florals. So if you ever see like a piece of plastic that doesn't belong, you can just pull that off. All right, I need one more piece that stands up. Let's see how much height he can take. Let's try here. Cut those off. So I'm just cutting it off to where I get a nice strong piece. There we go. So these could be my floppy ones that go in, that hang over the edge. And I'm gonna put this one, let's see. We'll put one more right beside her, right here. That'd be a perfect little spot to add a little more twig by her body. Because this one we can kind of make her hand, put it up by her hand right here. We put one a little lower, but this one's a little taller. Okay, look how cute. It's up here by her hand. Doesn't that look great? Okay, we're gonna make a little twig cluster now with a couple of these pieces. So I'm gonna take and cluster a couple, and we're gonna have these kind of come out of the back. So let me push these into the foam right here. I'm gonna put this in the back right by her shoes. Okay. So we got some twigs rocking right in the middle here. And then let's put a little each of these on either side. Okay, I'm gonna just glue this one in over here. This one I gotta get in that section right between her feet, which we can do, and it can come out on that side. And then let's have this one over on the right. I think we're kind of in the home stretch, and she turned out so cute. I've got one pig left that we probably will take and divide up, and maybe put like a little bit of berry here in the back, because she looks pretty good as far as her berries. Oh, let's put a little in between the bow. I changed my mind. Let's kind of what we call break the plane of the bow. So we break it up a little bit with some floral or greenery. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. I'm gonna pull out the leaf again. So this we can use in the back, but I wanna use these fun little pieces to break the plane of the bow. So what I'm gonna do is cut this into a couple of sections so I can easily work with it. A tall one and a short one. All right, and this kind of came apart a little when I was working with it. If you want to make your own little cluster, just take one of the strong wires, just go around, okay? And now you've made your own little cluster without having to get any more equipment or anything. We just worked with what we had. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to layer this between the bows. So this is going to go in here. I'm getting into the foam. And then we're going to pull that through. See how we can pull it out right there, and it's kind of coming out of the bow? So it gives the impression that the flowers just grew all in around the whole arrangement. Let me look at it one more time. Let's do one over here on the other side. Give that a swirl. And I'm gonna come in here. I'm gonna turn her back to you just a second. This one, I don't wanna burn myself. I gotta see what I'm doing. And then pull that up through the tails of the ribbon. So that's coming up through the loops and the tail, and you can see how cute she is when you add all that dimension and these twigs and these fun pieces. This was a bow we made on Bow Wednesday the other day, which has got polka dots and it's got cheetah with gold. Let me show you guys close up to the camera. Cheetah with like a little gold in it. So I thought we would use this whole design to inspire the project we're gonna do. So I've got some florals and greenery ready here to go. So you can kind of see what we got going on. I think it'll be a lot of fun. I think it will be. So let's get creating together. I missed y'all over the weekend. I hope you had a great weekend and you made some beautiful stuff. I think that's always part of basically our flower therapy, right? When we're together, we can create. Here we are. Good deal. I see you guys. Hello, welcome. Hi, Mary. Hey, Kimmy. Hey, Kim. All right, we're going to use some of my favorite fishtail fern. This is that light green. All the fishtail ferns exclusive to our shop on Calais.com, but this is the light green color, which works really good for some of the softer tones. And since we're using that light ribbon in this, I think it's going to be a great start. Hey, Mary. I'm glad you're here. Hi, Jody. So let's start by getting some of this in. How was everyone's weekend? Let me know what you were up to. Hopefully you're having some fun and staying cool. Here in Texas, it's like off the charts hot in Houston. Totally hot. I mean, really, really hot. Brutally hot. Hello, Lori. Hi, Judy. Hey, Michelle and Bonnie. Hey, Joan. Y'all, we're not kidding when we say hot. It's really hot. All right, we're gonna get some greenery started off. And like I said, I'm going with the lighter greenery to pull out the light tones of the ribbon we're gonna use. And have some fun. I tell you what, the dogs, Richard has gotten a couple of little gates so we don't have to close the doors to keep the dogs out of some room. You know, the little kids' gates. And those dogs, they figured ways through them. Right, you had 101, Lou? Holy smokes. Ruth, you were working at the Corvette show? Nice, that's fun. Did you get a new one, Ruth, or just looked at the pretties? Or did you show off yours? Maybe you had yours on display. I've got a cousin who collects Corvettes, so they love them. I mean, they collect as many as their pocketbook will let them, right? Blazing hot, I know, guys, I know. It's hot everywhere, isn't it? Totally hot. Okay, I got a pop of greenery in. Let's put a little bit, let me spread a little bit more around. I think we're going to use a couple of bushes of this one. Now, you guys, some of you are just getting here. I'm going to show you the bow we're going to use. Hi, Jessica. The bow we're working with is this one with the polka dots. And it's got little bits of gold in the cheetah too. If you guys can see it. I showed it at the beginning of the video. But this is our bow, and I'm going to put it in first. So this is one of those designs. We know, guys, as there's a lot of inflation and the economy is slowing a little, we might need to create some space with ribbon in our designs to kind of keep the cost down a little. So sometimes you might want to use a bigger bow just to fill up quite a bit of the space, because if people like big bows, they're going to like your product anyway. And this one's going to go so well with this pumpkin. So I'm going to put it in first, right? Hi, Dallas. Right, Jessica? It's so hot in Georgia, right? It is. Yes, it is just brutal. Hey, Wendy, I'm glad you could be with us live tonight. That's fantastic. So let's put this one in right here. Hi, Lisa. Good to see you. All right, let's get the tails kind of in position. I'm gonna curl this out. Even in Iowa, she looked crazy. I'm curling these. We're giving these a little kink to them. Getting a little kink on. Hey, Renee. Excuse me. Hey, Patty. Good to see you tonight. I'm glad you were having fun creating. I love to hear that. You guys see okay over here? I'm going to figure out the new camera locations in here. I try to change things and then I'm like, okay, why did you do that? Isn't this a gorgeous bow? So we're going to let it kind of have its own space in here and then we'll work around it. A lot of times I put bows last, but in this situation we're going to put it first so it fills up some of the volume of it. Okay. Hey, Judith. Good to see you too. All right, I'm just pushing that up a little bit so these are a little bit shorter in the next set. Yeah, I'm feeling better, guys. I'm doing better. I still have, I think, 4 more rehabs to go, but I'm doing a lot better. The pain's different, you know. Every day it's a new challenge. I can't wait to get out of the car and not hurt when you hit the ground. I think it's going to come, but all in all, I'm doing a lot better. The thing that frustrates me is I just can't go, you know, bust out and work at the warehouse and move boxes and pallets and do what I used to do. And that frustrates me, but it'll be okay. It will come back in time. I'll keep working a little at a time to get better and better at it. All right, I filled in a little. Let me put some moss on that one. Hi, Gerda. Hey, lady. Oh, it is yummy ribbon. Oh, it's going to set the tone. The ribbon is what's setting the tone for the whole project. Okay, next step is we're going to put the big old pumpkin in because she's so juicy. She's going in next. Let me get some dowels and we'll get her in. I'm thinking right here, just kind of tucked under the bow. Let her be fancy. Let her just be right here cuddling up. I gotta turn my glue pot down. I cranked it up because I was trying to get live quick, and then before you know it, you got liquid glue. You gotta be careful, don't you? Okay, that one's going in. Let's put another in. Debbie loves the bow too. Yes, you guys, we made this one on Bow Wednesday last week. It was so pretty. And we're kind of letting it be the star of the show. We're just having a little bit more cheetah. And then we're going to let this be kind of a non-traditional fall. In design school, we just started a new collection of fall that is creams. So this can kind of go with that collection. So that'll be fun. Hi, Ramona. Hi, Juanita. I'm glad you're here. Okay, let's pop in the cute little stem here. And I think we'll have this kind of come out the top. Hi, Dee Dee. Hey, Sharon. Yeah, absolutely. Welcome all the bloomerinos. Hey, and you guys, remember, if you're spreading the love, you need to just let us know on the text list so we can let you know. if you're going to get a sweet treat. All right. Ooh. Let's bring this in the top. Okay. Because we'll let you on the text list know if you are. Ooh, that looks good up there. I like that. You made a pumpkin. How fun, Sharon. Oh, Susan, the birds build a nest in it. You must make them look so good. They look like the wild. The birds can't tell the difference. You have fancy birds. They love to live in your wreaths. I like that. I'm such a nature person, it doesn't bother me. I mean, I know it might mess up your wreath, but I get it. Oh, hey Sharon. Thank you, lady. Okay, so we got our pops of leopard right here. We've got our greenery. I want to add now an off-white kind of wheat that I think is going to add a nice light touch to kind of bring this color to different parts of the wreath. This is kind of a non-traditional, I really wouldn't call it boho. It's kind of like a diva design, so we want to put some of this wheat in here. I have not worked with this yet, so I'm not sure how these will pull out. I think we'll cut it into sections and work with that. Thanks, Jody. Thanks, Carolyn. They're running out of habitat, right? They're like, this wreath will work. This looks good. It's pretty safe on your door from predators, I'm sure, they think. Unless you have a cat, right? The cat would be like, thanks, Mom. You lined this right up for me. Oh, this one's it's not too, it's thick, but it's not too hard to cut. Let's see if we can get a couple pieces. I can use more than one of these. I'm going to cut this into chews. It's my first time playing with it. I really think it's cool because it's all wired. You know how I love things that I can control the direction of? See how fun that is? Look at that. We can put that right in. Sharon, you like non-traditional? Awesome! Awesome! Well, that's what we're going for tonight. Different. Just different. You know, here in Texas, we don't necessarily have a real fall, so it's fun to do different things. We got a workshop coming up I'm going to tell you guys all about soon, and it's definitely non-traditional, so I'm excited to tell you about it. Oops. My pumpkin spilled out of here. I've got one more bush of this. Let's use this. And we'll put this in here too. Hi there, Crafty Mama. Good to see you. Oh, you're so sweet. Crafty Mama's talking over here on TikTok. I love it. You love the look, Regina? It's going to be fun. So, you might be saying, Clee, why are we putting a white in? We're putting white in or cream in because we've got that in the bow. And as I'm always teaching in design school, you can't just have these colors just floating on top. They've got to mix in and pull from the back because that creates depth and kind of a flow for the design where it goes together. So it's really important. Workshop, yes. Regina's like, you had me at workshop. Yes. We're going to tell you all about it. The next probably, I don't know, it might be a week or so before we can announce it, but I'm going to start to drop some hints. It'll be exciting. If you've never been to one of our workshops, we have a lot of fun. Okay, there's two pieces there. I've got one here that's a little bit thicker. I'm going to use it kind of down here. We might put a little bit of brown in here too. Hey Jojo, I love you too. I love your work too. I'm so glad you're here. I haven't seen you in a while. I've been busy with my own dramas with my body, but I'm glad you're hanging out with us. Okay, let me put some moss here. And there we go. Let's fluff these up. And then how about one more piece kind of coming out that pumpkin? I got a nice big one. Yeah, Kim, this is one of the Bow Wednesday bows from last week. It looks good on there. It looks so good. Oh, you love the workshops, Kimmy? Yes, I know. Design school students, y'all get to come to the workshops at no cost, so it's like an extra bonus for them whenever we have them. They enjoy them so much. I'm going to have that one come. Let me leave these tails out of the way for just a second. That's one of the reasons I don't like to put the bow in first, but in this situation, I did want to claim its ground, you know, and get that settled before we went too far. Okay, now I think I'm going to mix in a little bit of a brown. I want a little bit of a brown tone in here. I've got over here, I've got a green brown. I've got, this is more orange. I think that's a little too orange. Let's see, guys. I've got some pampas. I didn't think I was going to do it too pampasy, but maybe. Oh my goodness. I think we need a little pampas. Oh, thanks, Jojo. I am feeling a lot better. Getting around much better. Pain's a lot better. I still just want to be ready. I want to be like free. It's coming. Okay, let's add some more green first, and then we'll get going to town with our pampas. And that's going to add a little bit of this brown tone right here that's also kind of being pulled out with the gold and this and the ribbon, and kind of, I think it'll pull it right together. Thank you, Sylvia. Thank you so much. I'm feeling a lot better. What do I do with my wire cutters? This is the, oh, here they are. When I redecorate or move stuff, can't find anything. Are you liking it? Great. Thanks, Dawn. Thank you. Who else is over here? Hey, Christella. Thank you. Glad you guys like it. I think it's turning out fun and cool. Uh-oh, I'm going to sneeze. Pardon me. And nothing. Nothing. Yeah, I shouldn't have announced it. I hate when that happens. Does that happen to y'all? So they tell you to look into the sun. There's no sun in here. I can't look in. Oh my goodness. Y'all, tomorrow night in design school, those of you in there, I know there's quite a few of you watching right now, we're going to do something so fun. I'm excited. It's going to go with our collection. It's going to be different. So get excited. We're going to have fun. Thanks, Elizabeth. Gerda, you like it? I love it. That's great. I'm glad you guys like it. I'm glad y'all are enjoying something a little different. Oh. Yeah, this is a wheat, but it's a little bit different because it's all wired. So it's really controllable. It's all wired. Look, I can go out. I'm really loving that. Nellie likes the more non-traditional. Debbie says I'm having trouble making fall when it's 103. I know, Debbie. I know. This is the norm. This is the norm. We just gotta get in there and embrace it. Yes, this is in the portal right here. This is in the portal. Oh, you guys on TikTok, I'm sorry for applause. You should be back, TikTok. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, this is in the design school portal. That one right there. Yes, ma'am. It is good to go for you. Cindy can't wait. Lori says this is more you. Yeah. Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, that was last week's design school. This week we have a wreath that's done on a tight budget to help you increase your margins if you're a seller. And it's a simple method where we really rocked out some twigs. Oh, watch out, pumpkin. You little pumpkin. So go check that out if you haven't been in design school today yet. Okay, that's filling in nicely. Let's play with the pampas. Let's see if we like it. I'll be honest with y'all, I'm still sometimes freak out when I'm using pampas because I'm like, okay. Oh. So don't panic if you see me panic. Hi, Brian. Okay. let's come in here. Let's trim this. These are the short little pampas, shorties. Okay, we're gonna put these in. I'm glad you guys like it. And I think this is the type of thing, less is more. But I like, it seems to really hold up well. The ones we've been selling, because I have some that I've hanging out the door, and it handles the humidity so well. Mary Jane, that is something I teach in design school, placement and structure. So we'd love to have you. Our class will open up again pretty soon. Come join us in our workshop and you'll get a feel of how I teach in there. So I teach you how to do the placement. So every time you make a wreath, you know kind of where to put things to help you have structure to your design and not just poke it in. Okay, I am going to give these a bend just a little bit forward. I love that color. If you're not comfortable with pampas, I feel like we could still use like a darker weed or a darker twig. Could still do the same thing, but this is kind of going with the whole look. Hey, Wendy, feeling so much better. Thank you so much. Rehab is going well. I have rehab tomorrow too, so y'all, they worked me hard in there. They were having me push one of those football sleds the other day. I did it. It was a lot, but I did it. Okay, I really like this. Now, I think, let me step back and take a look at it and see if I want to add anything else. Maybe we'll put in, just was thinking, let's try this other grass. It's a little bit different texture. I'm going to put a little of this in. Okay, we don't need a ton. I'm going to use this for a little bit of additional greenery in there. Doesn't it look good? It does. Robbie, why am I iffy about pampas? Only because it's a trend and it's very popular. And so sometimes I feel like it takes the design and makes it go over the top. More like diva. But there's nothing wrong with that. As long as it sells, I have to get over it. I'm going to pull these down where they're a little bit short. And we're going to use these in between. Jennifer, you love the textures? Me too. I'm going to go right behind here and just layer this right behind my pumpkin. Oh yeah, this is what I like. This is good. And I'll bring that back up just right there. So we'll have a couple of different textures of greenery. Right, you gotta play with the cheetah. I have retailed the cheetah very well. So even in design school when I'm talking about items, we do trends and we try them and we see if they're gonna retail in for our customers. And what that means is we do need to try the new things, but if our customers don't buy it, if it doesn't sell for us in our Etsy stores or in our craft shows or our markets, then we'll steer a different direction. But the cheetah has actually retailed well for me here in Houston in person. So, yes, absolutely. Robbie says the Diva Wreath is awesome. Yay! So, I'm more of a natural girl. I like natural designs and natural inspired pieces. So sometimes it's a little bit out of my comfort zone to do things that are more shishi-foo-foo, Let's put one more right there. Okay. Oh, good. I'm glad you're hanging out and seeing the replays. I love that. Okay, I'm going to put one here, and let's kind of have it come back to the middle. I think it would be like a party coming back to the inside. All right, let's do that. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. That looks good. All right, let me bring this up. Let's have another piece kind of come out of the boat. Thanks, Janice. I am so glad you like it. Let's kind of come from the bottom here. Right in here. So we got a little bit of grass, we've got the fishtail, we've got the wheat. We only used just a touch of the pampas. I think we did it. We are going to be working with this cute little pumpkin base, and if you've never worked on the twig and fabric bases, they are so great to work on because it's like this really neat wreath base before you add a single thing. So we've done these in the past, and I'm going to try to take this one up a little bit level, up a little bit, you know, take it up notches, as Emerald used to say on the cooking show. We're going to take it up to the next notch. And so I'm going to show you how to do that. So absolutely welcome wherever you're watching. Thanks for being here. And make sure you're following us so we can give you live notifications whenever we go live. If you're not on our text list yet, grab a spot at textcali.com. And as soon as it's back and running, I'll be able to text. There's been some issues, but we're getting it fixed, and we're going to be back in action soon. So make sure you're just following us on whatever platform you prefer. If you like watching on YouTube, make sure you follow there and you give us the bell icon. If you like it on TikTok, then you make sure you're also following us so it'll pop up. And then over on Facebook, if you follow our page and you click the notifications at the top, you can tell it you want it to be in your favorites, and then it will show you anytime you're live. So that's different options you have. All right, so we're going to get started with this one. It's Friday, so I like to freestyle on Friday. So you're going to see me kind of, you know, take this up a little bit. I'm going to put some floral pins right here. And we're going to start building this dude. Floral pins are like little U-shaped pins that have a little metal, and they allow us to put it in from the back and secure it really well. Yay, Mary Jo. Awesome. You guys, shout out to Mary Jo over here watching on TikTok. Mary Jo is our awesome web developer and designer. She's so great. And we are so excited to let you know we got a new server, and our website is speeds, new levels, speed, and all kind of good stuff has been happening. So we're really excited. Thank you, Mary Jo. Hey, Jennifer. Hi, Laura. Thank you for the love and the sprinkle. Hey, Teresa. So, guys, this is floral foam. If you've never seen it, it's not the sandy type. It's more kind of plasticky type. You're welcome, Mary Jo. I appreciate you more than you will ever know. Y'all, Kalita want to know all the stuff about all those things. I like to hire people who know what they're doing and just have them help. Help! Just yell out help. So, this is the floral foam. Now you can get this at your craft store. I believe they even have it at the dollar store now. So this, I cut it a little bit more chunky. Hey David, hey Cherie, hey Casey and Kathy. I'm going to take and just hit it in my glue pot. I got my little on-screen glue pot over here. It's so cute and sweet. Y'all know that's not the real one I use at the warehouse. I got the one we can, you know, dive and jump into. But that one works really good for camera. Okay, I'm going to push it in, and we're going to grab all these twigs up here, okay? Make sure they're grabbing, and then while that glue's wet, I'm going to come in and go around this metal frame right here to help secure it even more, okay? So if you see me using foam, remember, I'm not just ever gluing it on. That's not going to ever be enough to hold it, because we're going to add a bunch of fun flowers. I mean, y'all, I got twigs to put in, grasses. We've got our fishtail fern, our exclusive greenery that I love, love, love to use. Adds that wispiness texture. And I can't wait to see the ribbon tonight. It's going to be a little bit different. Hi, Kimmy. Hey, Wilhelmine. Hey, Bonnie. So glad you're here. And we're going to have a supply list. Right now, we're not texting them out, but we will be soon. So we will post it here in the comments whenever we get it ready. And if you're watching on TikTok or YouTube, you'll see it in the video description or in our bio, okay? Now, I'm coming up over here, pressing these all in. So I've got 5 in there. That's good. That's on there nice and strong, okay? And it's kind of a little bit of an angle, but that's great. I like it. I like it. Okay, bow next. Bow is next, so grab your ribbon. And I'm going to use this ribbon. It has a little bit of blue in it. But because this has black, it just kind of all of a sudden makes the black look more blue. Y'all know how that works. You can't figure out sometimes if you have navy blue or black on. I think it's going to work good with it. And then I'm going to also mix it with a little bit of orange stripe right here. I hope I have enough orange stripe. I have a cut roll. Rookie mistake. But we're going to use that to run across the top of the plaid to really pop that orange. So that's going to be our combo. We're going to see if we like it. I think we're going to like it. I'm going to like it. Who's calling me right now? My mama's calling me. I'm sorry, guys. I'm getting a call mid-video. Teresa, the knee's doing so much better. So much better. Thanks for asking. Therapy's really been going good. Y'all had knee surgery a few weeks ago, and we're getting it all better. Yay! Getting back to, I think I'm starting to get back to better than I was before. You know what I mean? So that's exciting. Because I was pretty bad before surgery. With all that moving around and helping at the warehouse, I was so limited. So thank you. Shout out to the warehouse team for being so awesome. Hey, Georgie, it's party. It is. It's Party Friday. Let's cut this at an angle. And let me kind of tell you what I'm thinking we'll do. Thank you, Teresa. Feeling much better. The pain is so much better. The thing it does, though, is it tires out, you know, because we're using it so much. Well, it's going to be an odd combination with the plaid and the stripe. But I think it's going to really look good. Now, I want this tail to be longer than the pumpkin because we're going to do like a little bit of a roller coaster ribbon. So I just measured it out a little bit longer. It's Friday. We're freestyling. So it ends up being probably about 28 inches. Super long because I want to be able to pop it up and have some fun with it, okay? And let's come in here. I'm going to go at 6 inches. Okay? And 6 inches. Let's do 2 loops. I don't need crazy amount of bowage. The bowage doesn't have to be over the top, but it can be fun. 6 inches here and twist. Fluff them up. Hey, Sharon Daniels. I'm glad you're here. Good to see you. We're falling. Yeah, it's 105 degrees in Houston, and we're like, time to make fall, y'all. Literally. Now, let's cut this other side significantly shorter. Let's put it at about 16 inches, okay? Just to kind of come down on our plaids. So we got plaids and stripes. You know I love this stuff. Mixing them. Now I'm going to bring in that solid orange. It's a little bit brighter. You could bring in a solid navy blue too. Hi, Melanie. Hey, Margaret. Let's bring that in, and I'm going to twist it, fluff that out. And we're going to go, this tail, I didn't do it quite. Yeah, you know what? We do need it. I want it to kind of trail down, I think. So I'm gonna leave it just a few inches shorter than that other one, only because I'm worried we don't have enough. I think we're going to make it, though. Okay, this was at 6. Let's go at 5. Y'all, this is an easy bow maker if you've never seen one. We have an affiliate link if you want to grab one. We'll be happy to give it to you. Hey, Renee. Virginia's tired of summer. I get it. I get it. It's hot. My plants are like, what you doing to me? Everything except for the potato vine. Potato's vine is like, yeah, I was made for this. Just give me water. Just give me water. That's the only plant that loves the heat. And then that purslane, I don't know if I'm saying it right. That plant loves it too. You like how I think, Patty? Yeah. All right. Simple bow 2-1 recipe. I'm going to come on the side here. You guys, if you're new to bow making, check out our Wednesday videos on every platform. On TikTok, we don't have replays available, but you can go to YouTube or Facebook. And we're Khalees, or wherever you're watching, or Khalees.com. You can find us. All the links are on our Khalees.com page. So you can learn about bow making. Every Wednesday, we're doing some new bows. Kimmy says design school's her favorite, but Freestyle Friday's a close second. Right, Kimmy? That's right. You know I'm not going to miss design school. All right, so there's our bow. You can see I've got one long tail, one short tail. Now I'm going to come through the center with plaid. So I'm going to cut a little strip of plaid. I know, so hot already here. It is. There's high pressure over us, and we need to get it out of here. And unfortunately, the more the Gulf heats up, I don't want to say, you know what that means. Could be like the bad H word for the Gulf of Mexico. We don't want that in Houston. So I popped that in the center, just the little plaid in the center. Hey, Sharon and Cindy and Becky Rose, good to see you. Glad y'all could come and pop a view and watch us. I'm going to trim these little guys off. All right, let's bring that base back. Oh, y'all know what? I needed a floral pin in here because we're going to pin it into the foam. So let me see if I can get it in. So I'm going to put that in the back. What? Rookie mistake, Kali. Hello. There we go. We'll save that for another project. My potato vine is not sharing. Yes, it loves the heat. As long as it's getting water, it loves the heat. Okay, we're putting our bow at the top. Okay, now listen, you guys. If you're a beginner and you're like, Clea, I'm not comfortable, I want to be on a budget, you could just do a bow. You can just add a bow to this pumpkin and you're done. Yeah, yes, you are done. So you don't have to go crazy, but you know we are. We're not going to be happy with that. We got to add more. Jennifer says you must get up and go outside early to water all those plants. Yes, Jennifer. You know, I'm going to tell you a little secret. Watering the plants and working in the garden is so much my therapy that I love that part, even when it's hot, even when it's brutally hot. I love that part. So I popped a little glue on there and we just popped that in. Now, what I want to do a little different, we'll do in a little bit. But I know I want this to do, we call this in design school, we'll call it roller coaster ribbon. And that means we want it to have like a little flowy action here, like a little loop-de-loo coming out. So I know I'm going to want to do that right here. So let's go ahead and do it. Because I'm thinking we're cascading florals down this thing tonight. Like this is not going to be your average little, yeah, we're going to do a cluster design, whip it out, la-di-da. No, 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 no. It's Freestyle Friday. So we're going to go into a little more intricacies. So I'm going to use the vine here to attach this with a little cable tie and we'll put this on. And I got a nice little roller coaster pop in there. This side will just curl. I don't need to tie it in. I'm going to make it asymmetrical. And this side will curl. Okay? Hey Kathy, thank you. I'm doing better every day. Thank you very much. I've been working hard at therapy. And we're doing so much better than we were. I'm actually getting like thankful that I had the surgery. At first I was not thankful. I was not thankful. Okay, time to get out my moss bucket too, guys. This is my glorious bucket o' moss. This is the chartreuse color. So we'll put that on the supply list also. I like to use this color moss in the fall. You can use any color, but it's one of my favorites. This in the light green. And if you've never seen me use Spanish moss, I use a lot of it. It's to cover mechanics. And I just find it simple, natural, pretty. And we can hide things with it. And it'll all blend in later. Okay. Alrighty. Oh, bucket of moss is going to sit off to the side. And let's start with a little bit of touch of greenery. We're going to be using our cream green fishtail fern, which is just nice and soft. We're going to use it in the background to kind of set out our design perimeter. Let's see if I can get this up a little for you guys to see it a little better. Let me put it on a roll of ribbon here, so it's not so flat. There we go. How are you guys seeing on TikTok? Yeah, you're seeing good. Okay, good. Donna got her a moss bucket. Yes. Yes, ma'am. Now I'm taking all these and I'm pushing them down a little. This is a pusher bush, and so it allows me to do that. If I need them super long, I would leave them long, but I'm just pushing it down to go ahead and separate that out. And I'm going to trim these stems off just about a 1-inch stem. And we're going to use a couple of these in the back of the design, a couple of the longer pieces. Let me find my longest too. Let's pop them in the back. Right, Donna? The moss bucket is so handy. And if you guys seen, I know a lot of y'all saw the wreath stand the other day because a bunch of you guys bought one. I thank you so much. I've got to tell Betty that we had a run on the wreath stand. She will be so excited. Y'all know my girlfriend in Georgia, Betty, makes them. So you're just not only blessing Kali and her employees and family, but you are blessing my friend Betty, and she is so excited. So I'll give her a heads up on that. But I keep the moss bucket just right underneath my wreath stand. So it works so great. Now I'm going to use one right up the center here in the back. And I'm kind of developing my design, okay? So I've got a little left, a little right. We're pretty symmetrical right now. I'm going to come right up the center, so we're really super symmetrical. Okay, that's cute and everything, but let's go for the drama. Let's bring this party down and kind of come down. We're going to go along this ribbon tail, okay? And that's where our drama is going to come in. So I'm going to start with the first one into the foam. And then we'll put the next one, we're going to come on the other side and put the next one just coming out of the grapevine, okay? And then we'll save the other two pieces for later. Right, you lose your moss, and when you have your bucket, it's easy to find, right? I agree, totally. So this piece is just coming right into the grapevine base. It's like a little vine, and I'm going to allow that to come down. So we're going out either side, but then we're having a big drama train coming down the middle. Okay, the two sprays we're going to use tonight, you guys, the difference between a pick and a spray, they're a bit bigger. Picks are smaller. So these are spray, so they're longer. Okay, we've got one that's got a berry and a nice greenery. This one has pumpkins and pip berries. So pip berry is a little mini berry. Foam leaves, really fun. This combo is a beautiful together. But because this is the greenery, we want to use this in the back, okay? We put a little bit of lighter greenery. Now we're putting a little bit of darker. And let's just take and see if we can separate this bush into some easy cuts here. I think I'm going to do 3 cuts on it. So I'll just separate that out and we'll get those off. So you guys, what's on the weekend agenda? I know we're making this fun pumpkin together and you're like, it's 150 degrees. She's making a pumpkin. I'm just trying to get in the pool. Tell me what you're doing, what's going on. I love to visit with you guys and not just create when we're here live. I've got plenty of recorded content that comes out. Y'all can just watch. But when we're here together, let's chat it up. Let's talk about what's going on. And let's see what you can make pretty next in your house. And have you even thought about fall yet? Probably, maybe not, unless you're a reseller or you sell things. You may not have even thought about it. Let me get this in, and that's just going to go right into between the loops of the bow on that one. Let's get another piece on the other side. Hello, Faith. How are you? You guys, if you're watching for the first time, make sure you let us know because some of y'all are super quiet. And, you know, I like to know where you're watching from and what's up. Are you having a beautiful summer? Someone was watching from Maine the other day and they're just having this like a beautiful, it's 63 and beautiful. And I'm like, jelly. So jelly. Oh, replacing a deck, Faith? Nice, nice. Well, that's awesome. Just in time for summer. See how good these berries look in there? Oh, y'all, juicy. Juicy, juicy, juicy. So we're adding all the contrast of the greenery behind because we want this bow to pop and give us dimension and a little bit of spacing between the plaid in the background and the plaid on top. Right? You're going to go back home? Oh, that's right, Kim. Awesome. Safe travels back home. Kim, I think we have a package to ship for you, don't we? Hey, Carol. Hi, Susan. These berries just going to go in right at the top, so we're pretty left and right coming down. Now let's go down. Let's go down the party train. Let's get the party started. Thank you. Love doing fall colors. Aren't they so pretty? They really are. Hey, Anna. Good to see you over here on TikTok. Glad you're here. I'm talking to a lot of the folks on Facebook right now. So if you guys hear me talking, I will try to say your name so you know who I'm talking to. Hi, Joan. Oh, congratulations, Jennifer, on her graduation. So this one I'm tearing up a little bit into smaller pieces instead of cutting, so I can have little thinner wires to go into that grapevine below. Hi, Joan. Congratulations on her graduation. That is so exciting. Hopefully she's off to whatever her next dream is, and she can follow the path that makes her the happiest. Okay, so I'm going to bring this piece in. We're going to kind of follow that ribbon trail. Oh, Jennifer, you're going to plant new shrubs in the front garden? Ooh. And your kids are coming to visit from Dallas, Faith. Oh, how lovely. I know that's got to be the greatest feeling. You know, mine is too young still to for me to understand that, but I start panicking all the time. I'm like, oh, she's growing up so fast and I'm going to miss something. You're loving it? Thank you. Sharon's going to be having her new book, Pool, and a Diet Sunkiss. You know what, Sharon? I got some Diet Sunkiss today. Ooh. They didn't have the Diet, Kai and Richard got Diet Cherry Limeade Sunkiss, and I thought, ooh, I'm going to try that. But they didn't have a diet. Although I can't be having no real sugar drinks. Oof. Okay, looking good. Now we're running down that tail. That's going to be our guideline. So what I was saying is I'm cutting these a lot smaller than I normally would. We're going to have to do a little detail work on this because we want to just run down. And because it's going in this, we can't have a bunch of thick stems, okay? Kimmy is crocheting baby blankets. Nice. Nice. What are you guys doing over here? I don't see anything. Okay, Mary Jo, are you hitting this? Well, you're not hitting the slopes, but what are you doing over there? Are you rollerblading? You're doing something activity. Having some beers? Diane, what's this greenery called? I have no idea. We'll have the supply list up on Khalees.com when I get finished, okay? You guys, all you gotta do is go to Khalees.com, click on the supply list link at the top, and the newest video will be right there first, okay? So and there's always a link in the supply list to the video. And if you like it on YouTube, you can click the YouTube link. If you like it on Facebook, you can click the Facebook link. And one day when TikTok will keep our videos up here, you can click the TikTok link. But still, you can't do that yet. Sorry, guys. Okay, we're putting that little berry in. And I'm just going to work my way down. These are so cool. They're almost like little bells. I'm just kind of staggering their placement slightly. But you're going to be just coming down here. Now, I know I'm going to want something on top of my moss to camouflage that. So what if we use this cool berry cluster right there? And I'll glue that in there. Thanks, Deborah. Hi, Triple D. Good to see you, ma'am. You keeping that garden alive, Debbie? I know it's hard to work. Mine, and I think we're about to have water restrictions here, so it's like, there went that. Okay, I'm just tucking this between the two pieces of ribbon so it can sit right there real pretty. Oh yeah, perfect. Score. And this piece I'm going to glue in right beside it. I got all excited about the berries and totally forgot about this greenery. It's like, psych! Forget that. Move on to the berries. Okay, so we're just kind of trolling it down, going right down there. Now, I need to add a little bit more to the center, and I like the idea of just using a little bit more greenery up here. Once again, I'm going to cut these a little shorter so we can tuck them into the bow. Okay, I'm trimming. Faith saying hi to Debbie. You guys are so sweet to each other. I know y'all. We miss seeing everybody. Oh, yes, that looks so cool. I love that in there. Right, Virginia? It can only water 3 times a week. I believe it. It's coming here. It's coming. My poor plants are like, oh, we've heard the news. But we understand. You got to do what we got to do. Look how full this is. Look at it. So stinking cute. Okay. And don't worry, we're going to curl this up when it all comes down to it. Or we could even do another roller coaster. Let me pull it away for a second. Wait a minute, it's Freestyle Friday. That means I have the right to do something weird and get all crazy. Hold up. Scoot over, berries and pumpkins. I'm going to need a bigger table at some point here. What if we have another roller coaster and we kick it out to the side slightly? Would that be fun? And we'll just let this one curl. Yes. I think that's what we're going to do. Cheryl says, what would be a good companion to this? Cheryl, do you want another door hanger? Do you want something for a table? What are you thinking, Cheryl? What direction are you thinking? I want to get my roller coaster going, and I want it to go over to the side right here. Now, I could leave that with it, but I like the idea of this just floating on top. Yes. And this coming right here, but I want to check my length. Microphone length check. Okay, let's put that in here. Have you ever put the smaller plaid twin pumpkins in a grapevine wreath? Sure, Deborah. Yeah. Oh, girl, I put these big ones in one too. any of the wreath attachments like this you see us making on wreaths on them, you put them in wreaths, they're amazing. So if it's smaller, put it in there. If it's big, try that too. You can get a big 24-inch wreath and put this big guy in here. You know, I'm from Texas. I like to make big stuff. And so far, this is basically ribbon, and we've used 2 picks so far. We haven't even done that many picks. Okay, oh my gosh, that's funky fun. I love it. And I like to kind of make that line. Do you see the line? Y'all heard me talking about this ribbon all the time. This creates this flow. So when I'm on a live sale telling you need all this striped ribbon, this is why. Because see how it pulls your eye down? And when that's on somebody's door, woo, it's going to look good. Okay, we still need to, I got to cover up our mechanics down there. Right, save my dishwater for my flowers. I could do that too. I just hope we get a little rain. And then I could do that. I saved the air conditioner water. Y'all, I'm looking for the moss bucket. I'm totally looking for the moss bucket. It's losing. Thank you, Rhonda. Good to see you tonight. Rhonda's been posting her gorgeous wreaths in design school. They are beautiful. And always thank you for sharing, Rhonda. Gorgeous. She's been doing a bunch of fall, too. And so many of our students have been getting their fall supplies out and starting to work. So they have been posting gorgeous things, too. So exciting. Ooh. Okay, I'm loving that. I'm going to have it flat for a minute. I'm sorry you can't see the top really great from this angle, but let me turn it around for a second. I can see it. I'm going to add a little bit of goodies down here to the bottom. And then I'll turn it back around. I've still got a couple of pieces left from the main piece we've been cutting up. And we'll bring that over there. Thank you. I'm so glad you like it. Hello from Charlotte. I'm glad you're here. Watching. Okay. I think we're going to bring this piece down a little bit where the berries will overlap on top of the foam. Yo, Muckley's.com side is just whack. I keep hitting it. Let's put it right there, and then it can kind of go over our piece where we've got our bow. Let me take that and just push it into this grapevine here. So I'm literally going into this little piece of grapevine, but I still have to watch my glue and stuff. I can't have just stuff looking tacky. I gotta cover it up. So you were saying companion piece, you weren't sure because the pumpkin was a specific plaid? No, just, yeah, no, this is going to be, listen, this plaid is going to work like a neutral when it all comes down to it. Really. It's just going to look like a pumpkin. And, you know, you're not going to have to worry too much about it. You'll be fine, Cheryl. Anything you want to make, I would just stick with the nice berries and greenery and, you know, pretty oranges, fun textures, all this fun stuff from fall. Okay. Now, I think we've got a good base going. I like our flow going down our tail. Oh, Jennifer, I'm glad you like it. This is just so fun. Hey, Patty, I'm glad you're enjoying this also. Okay, so we used 2 greenery bushes and we used 1 of our wispy fishtail in there, okay? So now we're going to bring in the pumpkin. The cute little pumpkin pick. Okay? It's a spray. I don't know why I keep saying pick. Pick is not going to be enough. Alright, let's separate it out and let's see if we can start working with this. So, ideally, I don't want to leave these in the thicker sprays, but it's just not perfect for our placement sometimes. Okay? We need to space it out. Oh, you're welcome, Cheryl. No problem. Anytime. Anytime. Please ask away. And maybe we could do that. Cheryl has a great idea. Like, let's make some companion pieces to go with this. I'll work on that for you guys, and we'll do those as live. Some other pieces, maybe like a little centerpiece that could match. It'd be cute if we could find some type of scarecrow that would go with it. You know? Maybe the plaid would be similar, but it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, pumpkin pick just going in here a little bit tighter to the bow. Right into that foam. Oh, yeah. So this has all the fun twigs. That's why we want the twigs on the top. Twigs in the foreground, really poof, popping out that wild woodsiness. Plus, these have pumpkins. And pip berries. Who doesn't love berries? I don't know. I've been shopping at Market virtually because I couldn't get away from the warehouse right now. So I was working with Nicole earlier, going over some orders and figuring things out. And she's like, Clee, do we sell this many berries, or you love berries? And I was like, let's not talk about that, Clee. If I love them, we're going to get them. She wanted me to run spreadsheets and stuff. I was like, no, we don't need the data. I just like them. Y'all, there was some new cute berries. You know, I'm always looking for different pods and textures and berries, so I was in love with the new ones. Oh my goodness. All right, put this where it's not. Let me see if I can make my camera a little bit bigger. Okay, you guys see it all okay? Thank you so much. Okay, I've got pumpkins on both sides. Let's work our midline of the design now and come on down with some more of these goodies. Well, it's fun to hear everything you guys have planned this weekend. I hope you have some fun creativeness amidst the heat. And I know some of you are probably doing a little vacationing in the summer. I'm curling these up, y'all. I see you, BD, on here. Trying to sneak in. My family members try to sneak on these lives, and I see them. I see them watching. Patricia, you're a quiet one? That's quite all right. I'm so glad you said hi tonight. I'm so glad you popped in. Okay, pumpkins are going in right here in the middle. They're going to just kiss the center of that bow, and I'm just going to give it a little bit of fold down. Oh my gosh, look how twiggy it's getting. Look how twiggy. Oh, juicy. You can see how that just took it to the next level. And that's what we want to do with our projects. Like, we can make a basic project when we need to, but then we've got to take it to the next level in order to, you know, charge a little bit more, set ourselves apart from the competition. And so it looks pretty cool. Thank you so much, Carol. Vicky says, how about a metal candlestick arrangement as a companion piece? That'd be great, Vicky. I've done a lot of candlesticks for design school, so I'll see if we can come up with something for you guys that we could do too. Sure. Cheryl says, there seemed to be a style trend. Cheryl, it's pretty consistent of what we've seen over the last 18 months or so. I will say the naturally trendy, the natural type things that have been trending for weddings and all that good stuff continues to be strong. It must have retailed well because we see it back again. You know, it's a little bit hard with all the shipping delays and all of the just general craziness to the market in general, like the whole, you know, everything. It's hard to predict new trends during all this uncertainty. So you're going to see a lot of repeats over the past. But I will say, like, the truck is not as popular anymore. Gnomes are not quite as popular anymore. But all of the other themes are still pretty popular. Susan's got her grandson's first birthday party. Oh, how fun. What a great celebration. I usually love going to market because I can go around other parts of the market and see what's trending in different, you know, home decor, fashion, and all that. But I'm not able to do that this year. After my surgery, I just have to stay home and do it virtually. But I am thankful for those reps who worked with me and took the time to do that. That was very, very kind. Yeah, it does. It just adds this nice pop. And we're going to work this twig all the way down it because we need it to not be so stark. I want to soften the lines of that ribbon. So you're going to see me add this twig all the way down. Okay. Put this piece right in here. Yes. Just trail this down to follow that line. Yes, that's so pretty. I'm loving it. And I will call this breaking the plane. So I'm breaking the plane of the ribbon and really bringing the twigs to the foreground. Okay, let's get down here a little bit more. You're going to see me always work with my twigs. I usually like to curl them and give them a little motion. Thank you for following. What state I'm in? I am in Texas, in Houston. I'm in Houston, Texas. Down here in the right next to the Gulf of Mexico. So, it's been warm, of course, but it's been warm everywhere. Hello, Christina. Good to see you. Glad you're here hanging out with us. We're just playing with flowers tonight, just having so much fun. Of course, like we love to do. I'm going in this twig, so you got to be a little bit tricky here because I got to get in that twig kind of under the ribbon and then make sure I can get it out enough. Get this pumpkin out and let this tail just kind of go on top of it and poof back out the plaid. Oh gosh, that's cute. I love it, guys. Okay, let's do a little bit more at the bottom. I really want that to trail down, so I'm going to turn it for a second. Let me turn it this way. I made this bigger than my table, you know? Thanks, Joan. Yes, I thought this would just be so fun. You know, it's Freestyle Friday. I usually don't do easy projects on Freestyle Friday. I chat with you guys, have fun, and usually make something a little over the top. So I thought, let's take this to the next level because you might not have thought about doing that. We're always making the wreath frames quick and easy. But you know what? How about tonight? This is not exactly quick, but I feel like once you get that ribbon in, you can really hone in on your design. I really need this to kind of fly off the bottom. Oh, yes. It needs to come down. And pate. So I'm going to have to go right behind here. And remember, if you can see the glue, we're going to come back in and camouflage it with moss. Okay. Oh, that's good. Let me camo it. I just got the littlest moss ball. That's not going to work. Okay, now fix that. You guys, if it's your first time watching, make sure you're following, liking, subscribing so you can come back and absolutely see us again. Don't be a stranger to our website because that's where you have a bunch of magic, a lot of free content. And when you're ready to take it to the next level, you got to come and join us in design school. And we're gearing up for a new workshop coming in a few weeks. And I'll be telling you all about that. So workshops are a great place to learn a new technique and get to meet our community. We have lots of fun in them, lots of giveaways, and it's just like a party atmosphere. Okay, I'm going to see if I can get this one in just to kind of trail this down more. I'm like selling the tail. Like, woo, come on down. And then we're going to come back in and just, like I say, merchandise the bow a little bit more. All right, let me get this behind the ribbon and have it just kind of trail down right here. There is wire on these frames, so you're able to go under the wire. That's so cute. I love that. Oh, that's pretty. Okay. See my top? Looking good. Now, let's just work a little bit around here. I have a few pip berries left, and I have a little bit of our greenery. So let's use a couple pieces of greenery up behind the bow a little bit. These are the ones we started with in the background. Yes! Donna, we would love to have you. You guys know you're always welcome back to design school anytime. When our class is open, we open up twice a year. So come join us anytime. And we'll have a sneak peek of it all in that workshop coming up. So just stay tuned. We'll be doing everything on the text list like we were doing before pretty soon. We've just got to get some details ironed out of that contract. Okay, this is a big piece of fern greenery I'm going to put in to the back. Oh, you're in Sherman, Texas. How cool. How cool. Not so far away. I'm going to put that one piece of fern in the back. And now let's use these berries to our advantage. Because they're so super twiggy, they look really good up in this zone up here. Cheryl, it's gorgeous. Thank you. I think it is too. Y'all, tomorrow I'll post pictures of it all finished and gorge. Oh, dang. Nicole gave me one thing to do. I was supposed to pre-prep the TikTok. Fail. Fail. Epic fail. Y'all, I forgot to take the pre-picture. Dang it. Donna, design school opens up again this fall, so it'll be coming up in August, okay? And if you want to join the workshop that's coming up, you can hear all about it too in there. We'll be posting all about it probably about another week, so it's almost ready to launch. So excited. I've been filming the videos for it and getting it all pre-started. And our workshops are done with a format of some content is recorded, some is live and then also recorded. So we have a combination. But that way, if you're traveling or doing other stuff, you can still join the workshop and watch the replays. So I've really kind of streamlined that process. I'm adding a little bit more berries in here. Okay. Y'all, so let me know if you think you can try this kind of method. Now, if you don't have a wreath frame, you can do the same thing with ribbon on a regular wreath. You guys know you can get all these supplies from us at Cleese.com until we're sold out. Let me put this one on this side. Just tucking right in between the bow. Oh my gosh, I love these curly pip berries and the pumpkins. And how we utilize that ribbon to bring your eye way, way down. Isn't that pretty? Look at this! This is stunning, y'all.